What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Viall Files Reality Recap Edition. I'm your host, Nick, joined by members of the household. We got Mary, Justin. Bailey is also with us. Bailey is a new member of the household. She's a producer that joined us not too long ago. Nally is she's hanging in. She's doing great. A little update from my household. Yeah, just living our best life. I just got a notification from my wife that Dove's umbilical cord just fell off. So that was a moment.
Oh, they do fall off. Are you guys going to keep it?
You didn't know that?
Well, I didn't know
Justin just
that.
thought they stayed.
Well, but what I'm asking though is my mom kept mine.
I think
So I have a little baggie of my umbilical cord.
pretty
You
sure
do?
Nally. I'm pretty sure Nally kept it.
Okay.
Rivers. I don't know. I don't know those things. That's where
Yeah.
Nally does a lot of the little things that are something that are just above my pay grade.
I have a question.
Maybe.
Does the umbilical cord falling off determine whether the baby is an innie or an outie?
You have no idea.
Me neither. But question for the audience.
Well, what do you mean? They all fall off.
They all do fall off.
You mean about how they fall off?
Yeah, like what determine?
How
Yeah.
do
It just dries
you
up.
get
No, I know
an
that. I don't know what I'm
outie
asking,
Belly
but-
button. An outie belly button is primarily caused by the natural way scar tissue forms after the umbilical cord is cut and heals in infancy. While roughly 90% have innies, outies are completely normal genetic variations. However, they can also be caused or temporarily triggered by medical factors.
I'm an OBGYN.
So I think
There you go.
period. So I think basically it doesn't have anything to do with the umbilical
Oh.
cord falling off because they all fall off. It's just how it like heals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a box of like stuff when River came home from the hospital? And are
Nally
you making
is
the
a
boxes?
very good scrapbooker.
That's what I was.
So to speak, when it comes to parenting. She's excellent at it, and our daughters will thank her
Oh.
hmm
in a way that they would not thank me,
It
Yeah.
is.
because I'm a great dad in a lot of ways, but that's not my strength.
Mhm.
Are they big right now? Like what size are the twins?
Not big. Nope. Little
Well, yeah.
potatoes.
They did.
Potato size.
They just finished cooking.
They're
so-
about 6 pounds.
Okay, yeah,
Aw.
it's pretty small, right?
Yeah, small for babies, but pretty good size for twins, is my understanding.
Mm.
And you're still not sleeping.
No, I mean, like, we're doing okay. I mean, it's you do have to wake up every couple hours. It is what it is,
Mhm.
but I'm hanging in.
Yeah.
No.
It's more
Yeah.
time to watch Love Island.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it's all good.
Mhm.
Honestly, like, it's really the thing that really, there's so much, like, when it comes to the internet that I find to be like disruptive and not good for humanity. But I do find one thing I've really appreciated about the internet is like there's a lot more of like things to embrace about parenting and the gentle reminders. Like
Mhm.
I saw an interview that Bob Odenkirk did. He's the lead in Better Call Saul, and he's Saul in Breaking Bad. And the question was, it was asked about, who are you jealous of? And he said, parents who still have kids in the house.
Aw.
And he just talked about how, like, because obviously it seems, I am guessing his kids are grown up and they're out of the
Mhm.
house. And he just kind of talked about just like the joy of actually like the actual part of being a parent, not just like the act of being a parent.
Telling
like,
people you're a parent
raise-
versus parenting.
yeah, parenting. And I do talk about this on my Substack this week about just the joys I have found in my experience of parenting. I hope you all check it out. Again, I've spoken about this before. You meet a lot of people who are parents, and I don't know if it's just like a misery loves company or people just think they're supposed to say, "Oh, get ready for the tough times." But I really appreciate like the commentary I see online about people talking about like those moments in life that really stick with you. My favorite person to run into is like a senior citizen, like an older person.
When they love the kids.
No, like I'll never forget this one. We remember when we went, I don't know, you were new, so you were definitely here. Did we go bowling?
We
Yes.
did go bowling,
We
yeah.
went bowling.
Yeah. And so we ran into we were getting in the car, we were leaving,
Mm-hmm.
and this older man just saw us, and he was just like, I saw him, I think I told this story before, but I saw him like going back to when he had a young child, and he was
Aw.
like, he looked at us with such envy about like just
Mhm.
those moments in his life. And it just like, I was so grateful for that, because like the next 18 to 20 years of my life are going to be the best part of my life. Like,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Like the act of being a parent, to raise your kid, to teach them lessons, to get through the hard times with them. And that's something it's not lost on me that I'm literally I'm in the sweet spot of my life. Like it'll no matter like whatever personal, like I don't know if I win an Oscar 35 years from now, it won't be as cool as these next 18
You'll be
years.
thanking your family in the speech.
100%.
Yeah.
Um,
Are you excited to be a PTA parent? Because that's one of my goals.
I won't be a PTA parent.
Okay,
You
so
don't
it's
give
Natalie
PTA
is.
parent.
I'm not a PTA parent.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
you're gonna be at the games. You know what I mean?
I
Would you be
I will-
coach? Like, let's say, like
think
one
you
of
would
one
be
of the
PTA
girls.
parent.
I would like to
plays
be a
soccer or
coach at some
whatever.
point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a serious.
No, but like let's say
You're doing rec soccer.
I did like YMCA basketball, and like I was always
recreational
so
teams.
yeah.
I
like,
think
would you be the coach of that?
No, because I don't think they will require a softer coach at that level. I
Yeah.
think I can only coach at a level that would
Yeah.
it would be okay to be a little tough.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget, like, times are different. I appreciate this about like my parents and them allowing, and that's something I don't see today as much. Oh, by the way, we have a fantastic episode lined up for you. We have Caleb and Amora from Love Island.
Oh yeah. By the way.
Great conversations with them. A lot of interesting tidbits shared by them. We also have Isaiah Jaay. If you don't know who Isaiah Jaay is, I've seen him online. He does great commentary with a lot of pop culture, but specifically Love Island. And he is with us to talk about Love Island and get into all the nitty gritty following our conversations with Caleb and Amora. Anyways, back to what I was saying. What was I saying?
Coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Coaching. Oh, I'm in the 6th grade.
Mhm.
It is rec baseball. This isn't club baseball. This is like anyone can play.
Rec baseball.
And my coach, Dave Shackner, Coach Shackner.
Oh, call him out.
Ooh, no names.
I would love to. I don't know where he is in life. I would love to know. I would love to catch up with him. First day of practice. This man. I'm in the 6th grade. I don't know what I did wrong.
Mhm.
Screaming in my ear.
Mm.
I could feel the spit. Like if this would happen today, he would have gotten in trouble.
Yeah.
So to speak. And I'm not saying it was appropriate for him to be screaming in my ear. He was like a minor league baseball player, so he took baseball very seriously. He had no like, I don't care if you're in the 6th grade, I don't care if this is rec.
Mhm.
Baseball is sacred and we're going to play it the right way type of thing.
Mhm.
But this man, because like my dad like wasn't like a jock. He was he didn't play sports. But like this man taught me how to play baseball.
Yeah.
You know, he was my baseball coach from 6th, 7th, 8th, and 6th for 3 years. And like, this is a man who like still to this day, like has a special place in my heart because he taught me, he coached me hard.
Mhm.
And he's one of those people when I think about like people who thought more of me than I thought of myself, like he's someone I remember.
Yeah.
I hope that we are lucky enough, Nally and I, to find a community of parents where we feel comfortable allowing other parents, parent our kids. Like, you have to, find a good group of people because there are going to be situations where our kids won't want to listen to us, but they
Yeah.
will listen to other parents.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Or even when you're not in the room.
yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's that is crazy. But yeah, I'm appreciative and grateful that I realize of how special of a place
Mhm.
that I am in my life right now. Lots to get into. Before we get into, a little bit to get into before we get into Love Island. I'm not letting this go. I can't believe some of my peers haven't jumped on this Julie LaPecca, former Bachelor producer,
Yeah.
craziness that's going on. She kind of responded to me and Peter, did she? Well, she put on I thought this was crazy. I don't even know where to start. First of all, I got sent a video from another Bachelor producer,
Oh, a video.
and it was like a reel of a girl
A talking head.
as a talking head,
Uh-huh.
who apparently was also was a former Bachelor producer. I did not cross paths with this person. There's a
Okay.
lot of Bachelor producers. I think she was after my time. It was clearly about Julie, and
Mhm.
apparently she was like best friends with her,
Mm-hmm.
and they had a falling out over this book.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's not how she said it. The video was very literary in the way that she read it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was obvious. If it's like if you don't know what she's talking about, the clip doesn't make much sense. But
Mhm.
if
you
another
know,
producer says, "Hey, this
drip-
is who she's talking about," and then it was very clear,
It was like a subtweet.
Dripping with subtext.
yeah.
Yes.
But it's crazy to know that this person lost one of her best friends
Mhm.
over the fact that her friend was like, "I can't support this book because of how wrong it is." I also found out, allegedly, just going to say, because this wasn't directly from Peter, it was from another Bachelor producer who has is very close to the story.
Mm-hmm.
That when Julie reached out to let Peter know the book was being written or going to be released,
Mm-hmm.
that it wasn't like some friendly, or just like a courtesy, regardless of how Peter was going to think about it. Like, hey, just want to let you know. It was her lawyer was on the line, or lawyers.
Oh, shit.
So think about that power dynamic. You find out, like, that's not like.
Yeah, if someone calls me with a bunch of lawyers on the phone, I'm panicking.
So for her to reach out, allegedly, and having her lawyer on the line to like let Peter know this book is being written is a power position. It's a tactic.
Yeah, she's also come out and said that like her parents were rooting for them, like everybody in
Delusion.
their circle was rooting for them, and that she felt heartbroken once. Like, I guess after
Even just suggest that Peter's parents were rooting for them at a time when this was happening. Like, I can't. When I remember being the Bachelor, one of my biggest takeaways was just like, again, many of these parents are fans of these franchises, fans of the show. They grew up watching the show. For their kid to be on the show is a surreal experience. Some parents handle it better than others, but they're still like lost in the sauce as much as their kids are.
Mm-hmm.
So it's irrelevant. Even if it's true that Peter's parents were quote unquote rooting for him at the time, this is a person, Peter, who was clearly going through it and very confused about his feelings, and for her to insert herself in his story.
Yeah. Well, because also she's going on to say also that this happened post filming and that she was there all along, even besides like Hannah, Madison, and Kelly.
The show's still being filmed,
being aired
while it's airing, because as we know, there is an AFR, and AFR happens live after the season films, and anything that happens between these cast members, between wrapping of filming and AFR, is fair game to be talked about.
Yes. Well, and that's what I'm saying. So it was post filming, but during airing. But she's saying that she was there all along during Hannah, Madison, and Kelly, and that she felt blindsided and heartbroken.
It's even gross because what's even grosser is she posted like something that someone sent me. Seemingly responding to the criticism I've brought to the table. Like, what did she say? What she did an interview with Page 6?
Yeah.
Yep. So she said, when they asked if, Nick Viall had thoughts, Peter responded, both of them were offered copies of the book to read, and unfortunately, they didn't read it. So a lot of their opinions are formed off of clickbait and speculation and the stories they're creating in their head.
No, our opinions are being formed about understanding how this show works and the power dynamic that was at play, and the fact that she's completely discounting it. I don't need to read it. In fact, and then TMZ came out with an article because my criticism came from not even knowing that they hooked up.
Yeah.
It was just the fact that she inserted herself in any way, shape, or form, and even talked about romantic feelings, to now find out that she reveals that they were actually intimate.
More than once.
In between a time where he was juggling his feelings between Maddie Pruitt, Hannah Ann, these women who gave up their life, like Hannah Ann, again, living her best life. She's married, she has a kid, but like, it's like and it's fine, but like, I'm the butt of jokes because I've been engaged more than once from a reality TV show. I don't think Hannah Ann likes acknowledging that technically she's been engaged before her husband.
Yeah.
And if she understood what was going on, there's zero chance she would have ever said yes to this proposal. And she wasn't given the full truth. And it was 100% Julie's fault and her doing.
Distraction,
I don't need to read her delusion about like, and to now know that she has lost friendships over people trying to warn her and be like, this is wrong. And she just wanted to ignore that. And it's not her story.
Yeah.
It's Peter's story. The only reason people are listening to this bullshit is because you're selling Peter's name. You were selling Peter's lived experience, of which was an opportunity given to him. And you were entrusted with keeping him emotionally safe at a time where he was stripped of his, at a time when he was the most emotionally vulnerable. It's just confusing to me. And some of my peers are giving this person a platform. Again, I'm not trying to, blow smoke their way, because I do think this is like the ultimate example of trauma bonding and how each of us kind of grapple with that. I think is very confusing for all of us, but I'm still shocked about it.
Which maybe there are elements that are like unrelated to Peter that are okay, and that's maybe why people participated in it. But to me, it's like, regardless of the context of the book itself, like the idea that you cross the line professionally is the problem.
Well-
Like that's the problem. And like imagine like Love Island USA if like one of those producers started like interacting with one of the contestants. Like that's just
Crazy. It would
you
be
don't do
crazy.
that.
It'd be so crazy.
It's an
And-
ethical boundary.
I'm just surprised that not more Bachelor people are calling this out in the way that they and not coming to Peter's defense.
I think, yeah, I think my biggest thing with her argument that she's kind of making is that Peter isn't even a big part of this book. It's part of it,
Exactly.
you know? And then it's like, okay, well, would this book have gotten picked up if Peter wasn't a part of it? No.
He's 98% of the press tour.
Yeah.
I
So
think
it's
him
like,
asking to not be like him asking you not to include him and you including him is
yeah,
And we all know that like she doesn't get this book without
exactly. That's kind of what I was trying to
the
say.
The title is Love Producer.
So it's like,
It's a
Is
reference
this-
to her job. And also another thing we didn't mention that like the first time Julie met Peter was when she was Hannah Brown's lead producer.
mhm.
So as Hannah Brown's lead producer, she was a part of the manipulation that Peter endured as a cast member of Hannah Brown's season, right?
Yeah.
So, and Peter went through a lot there. You know, he was very into Hannah. They were intimate. He was, I'm sure, encouraged to proclaim that to the world as he did at AFR. You know,
Yeah.
Julie was definitely a part of that. So, like the manipulation of Peter, without even Peter realizing it, happened then.
Mhm.
And so it's just it's so crazy.
Yeah.
It's so crazy to me. And again, the fact that Chris Harrison is so involved in this book and the promotion of it is icky. And well, I give him zero grace that I give my peers because he wasn't lost in the sauce. He was never manipulated by producers.
Yeah.
Is there a world where like everybody that participated in this book didn't know that Peter was even a part of it and they were just spot into like the other concept?
What do you mean participated?
Like your peers, but also I guess Chris maybe to an extent. But like this book is about producing love, and
apparently
maybe they
some
didn't know.
like life coach or whatever,
Yeah,
and she speaks in all these life coaching tropes and just
Bruh.
like they're why she's not getting that book deal without Peter's name.
I can just
attached
only
to it.
imagine like participating and then finding out it's about Peter and being like, oh,
Yeah.
They fully.
that's not what.
Yeah, I mean they know. Also, like Chris was aware like of the rumors.
Mm.
So and there's no and I don't know who knew what, but like there's no he knew.
Speaking on Chris a little bit, on Jake Pavelka's season, they made a whole scene of kicking a girl off for sleeping with one of the staffers. Do you remember that on Jake Pavelka's season?
I didn't watch back then.
Okay,
but
that
I
was a
remember
whole
hearing
scene.
I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, and he had a conversation with her. Chris Harrison had a conversation kicking
awkward.
her off and telling Jake, hey, we kicked her off because they got in an intimate relationship and it was inappropriate. Like, Chris Harrison should know more than anyone that that's frowned upon in life and on the show.
Yeah. You know, there's this really, I'm going to reference this book I read, Cue the Sun again. It's basically, they talk about, Bachelor producers, and they talk about on Survivor too, of just kind of the way documentary, like, filmmaking becomes reality TV, right? Because originally, they're like, to be a documentarian and to do unscripted, there's a do no harm policy, and there's this idea of called like cinema verite is what they call it, where it's basically like you can't mess with the person. It's like an animal documentary. Like you are observing, you are not doing anything. And then as reality TV starts becoming a thing and producers start getting involved more, like you kind of have to produce the show, right? And so, but even then there is still a line of what you do, and even just reading like the chapter they did about The Bachelor in this book is all about this manipulation you've been talking about. But even then, there is still a line of like a true ethical, like as if you're a doctor, like a person's life, like someone's, humanity is kind of like in your hands a bit. It's dramatic, but it is. And it's like you have a do no harm
and that's what's so
obligation.
crazy about it, because the leash is long. You know what I'm saying? And if you listen to the show, you have heard me disagree with my peers many times and actually like defend producers, not like just with the understanding that like we do sign in some ways. We know what we're signing up for. We do, whether we read the contracts or not, we fully are aware of what we're signing and what we're giving up. We allow ourselves to be manipulated because we do trust that these producers know more about TV in this world than we do. And we understand, like like that analogy I gave, like if you go on some sort of dangerous excursion, whitewater rafting or whatever, like you are expecting to be scared. You're expected to be kind of feel like you're being put in danger with the trust that you're going to make it through okay.
Yeah.
And that is very similar to like what reality TV stars, the trust they give to producers, knowing that they might be put in situations. Like if they don't let me quote unquote go all the way to almost propose to Caitlyn, I'm never the Bachelor.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting here with you guys today. It changed my life. I mean, like my whole, I don't have my wife, I literally like everything I have today. And I trusted, even though in that moment, I felt like they were monsters for doing that.
Yeah.
So, and that is how long that leash is of what you can't do is manipulate their feelings to your own romantic benefit and then monetize that experience years later. And knowing that he asked her not to do it, knowing that she lost friendships over this and she did it anyways. This is not a person who is anything other than a clout chaser and delusional about this experience that is not hers and it is not hers to tell. And she took advantage of a person, regardless of their gender, in a way that I think is just gross and disgusting. And I will die on that hill. And while I empathize with my peers for maybe not seeing it the way I do, I hope that they are open-minded to seeing it the way I do. And because I think, this reminds me, like Lindsay Hubbard came out yesterday and called out the blogs a little bit, which I appreciated her doing it because I feel like, with reality TV becoming more and more mainstream and becoming really, it's no longer like the butt of jokes or the water cool, it's not like this kind of less of a celebrity than a normal celebrity, whatever. It's really becoming.
It is mainstream.
And as a result, the ecosystem, which we are a part of that, talks about these shows, like bloggers, for example, have become a really big part of this, right? And they've some of them become really successful. Back in the day when I started in this journey, like, most of the blog, again, they were just kind of like more for the diehards, so to speak. And as someone who like isn't really part of the main conversations, they got away with like saying and doing things that they never really held accountable. They could make up rumors that would affect people's lives, and they would kind of get away with it because they weren't really honestly big enough for people to like really call them out. Now that these bloggers are becoming a really big part of this ecosystem that is reality TV, I think there's more and more responsibility on their part to actually like move appropriately. And like the thing about this, this space is there are no rules. Like, listen, like we as a show, we're an interview show. We're lucky enough to interview some of the biggest stars in reality TV and then some, right? We are also a commentary show. So we also talk about these people. And as we know, like sometimes that has consequences. It has consequences when you share opinions about cast members, knowing that like they might not like what we say and things like that. And we have to face those consequences at times because we are big enough of a show for people to care about what we say. And when they don't like what we say, we will hear about it. And now that these blogs are becoming bigger and bigger and a bigger part of the ecosystem that is the conversation around reality TV, I like that Lindsay, one of the more prominent people in reality TV, is calling it out because I do think I think online discourse has like found a way to dehumanize society, and it's reality TV stars. I do think, and what I do like about like the Love Island discourse, that I think it's headed in the right direction, is that this season is the first time I've actually seen more and more fans like telling other fans, we can talk about these people, but like we don't have to destroy them. We don't. This doesn't define who they are or their character. They are just playing a part. They are being edited and produced, and certainly we can critique moments, and they can be held accountable for moments. But we can't judge them, like have a sweeping judgment of who they are. And I do think we have to stop dehumanizing our reality TV stars the way we do online, the way some of the blogs do. And like, listen, it's like some of the blogs.
I love the blogs too.
I also wish they wouldn't be like, we don't spread rumors.
Well, what's interesting in the Bravo world specifically is that like blogs have always been a part of the narratives. Like Housewives used to have blogs back in the day, and like they would always say that it was kind of weird because they would film a season and then they would do the blogs while it's airing. So they're having to like revisit drama and then like speak in it in a way that maybe didn't feel authentic, but then again, it was their narrative. And like now we're in a spot that like the blogs are still there, but it's not their narrative. So like it's being controlled by people that are watching it and saying things. And that's where like Lindsay, she was specifically talking about the cyberbullying aspect, that like it goes too far.
It does go too
Mhm.
far. I do think there are great bloggers
Yeah,
out
not
there
all of them are doing that.
Yeah.
who recognize like the responsibility and the privilege they have to be a part of this really cool space. And then there are other people who like are lost in the sauce. And I do think now that they are becoming bigger and bigger people, they are becoming like part of this ecosystem and they're being part of the conversation. That's the thing. Like, you know, like is the fact that we have the commentary, as much as we don't try to be a part of the story.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes we do, whether we want to or not. And that is like just a consequence of talking about it. I think far too often some bloggers want to become a part of the story rather than report on the story.
Mhm.
You know, and I think that incentivizes them to create disingenuous drama or spread rumors that aren't accurate or they just make up.
Mhm.
And I'm just glad that Lindsay is willing to at least create the conversation, because I do think
Yeah,
these
nobody's doing it.
the bloggers are clearly an important part of this ecosystem.
Yeah.
Like we all play a role in keeping it topical,
Mhm.
making it mainstream. You know, the fact that more and more people are involved makes it the space that it is.
Yeah.
But like now that they are such a big element to it, there is a responsibility they have to like try to have. And again, like we've all made mistakes. There's no like, it's not like there's an FCC of rules and regulations how to go by. And like
Yeah.
we
There's
have
no
our rules.
NPAA rating.
Yeah.
There's no, yeah.
And I'm just glad that Lindsay is someone who called it out.
Yeah, for sure. It's weird in reality TV coverage because it's like, it's again, we call it reality TV commentary, we call it reality TV coverage. When you're talking about scripted shows, like it's film criticism. It's like criticism, right? And that's not necessarily a negative, like criticism.
That's about their character or their
It's
craft.
the character.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about like analyzing the story, right? And I think with reality TV and with the blogs, it's like the way it's covered, being a little bit like sports, has that kind of, because it's like
It's more
real
personal.
people. It's more personal. And I think like sometimes, like I'm guilty of this. Like we talk about it like a TV show because we process it like a TV show. And so you're saying these things that end up being like extremely hurtful. But if you said it about like someone in the White Lotus, you know what I mean? And I think we're finally getting to a point where I think there are a lot more conversations about like, no, this is like, you have to train your brain differently to talk about human beings versus just characters that someone wrote.
Yeah,
You know?
and most, you know, and it's difficult because a lot of these people are just like there's no checks and balances. There's
Yeah.
not, they don't have like even a team of people being like, I have you guys. Like we as a team, we're always like bouncing ideas off each other. We're like, yeah, I don't know how that's gonna land,
Mhm.
and sometimes we don't always get it right. But like at least we are all trying to like protect each other, hold each other accountable,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, a lot of these people are just like running their own businesses and they have a choice between posting something or not posting something. In the back of their mind, they want to get it out because they know it will go
Engagement.
viral, and they're not necessarily as interested in what is true as opposed to what will be engaged with. And I
Mhm.
think I'm just glad, like I said, that's why I think we need more Lindsay Hubbards out there talking about this, because I do think there's a lot of great bloggers that create a lot of great discourse in this
Yeah.
space, but I do think people can't keep getting away with posting disingenuous content, creating drama that's not real, clipping people out of context, things like
Mhm.
that, because like that's not what this is about, and that's not the purpose of, and it just ruins the overall experience, because there's
Mhm.
so much good stuff to talk about in this space
Yeah.
without creating fake narratives and causing unnecessary drama.
By the way, it's the same thing with the Summer House audio leak, where it's like they did that for the blogs. It came out through, I guess, TMZ technically, but it was picked up by all the blogs. And Andy came out being like, thank you to all my peers who did not repost it
yeah.
or who did not listen to
Mhm.
it. And there are a lot of bloggers that didn't listen to it. So it's like there's a line when it comes to stuff.
Yeah.
I'll listen to it.
I will say, I do think, and I hope this is true from the blogs, Bunny XO is apparently making out with Dylan from Calabasas Confidential.
Girl, what?
Not a full conversation, but I
That's
saw that and I
crazy.
was gagged
Good for
by
her.
it.
Good for them.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Just a hug.
Good
Yeah.
for her.
This is
Good
a
for
handshake.
them.
It's a handshake.
It's a handshake.
It's a handshake.
It's a handshake.
It's a
yeah,
handshake.
you guys.
Well, we again have a jam-packed episode, so let's dive into it. But before we do, I just want to remind you that Viall Files Plus is ad-free and available to all of you. And in addition to getting ad-free episodes, we have our reality recap deep dives where we dive deep into these conversations like bloggers and
Bachelor.
the Bachelor etiquette, and this ever-growing space that we are a part of, and what the right way to move, the wrong way to move. Obviously, we dive into these shows a little more granularly, with a little bit more detail. We have our Pop Extra, we get into the pop culture topics that we don't dive to on Reality Recap, and our update special, all your favorite updates from your favorite Ask Nick calls. So just go to viallfiles.com to sign up. All right, it's time for Caleb. Then following Caleb, we have Amora, and then we have Isaiah Jaay to get into all the commentary of Love Island. So stay with us. It's jam-packed. It's a lot of fun. Hope you enjoy it. Let's get to Caleb. Well, you guys know we gave birth to 2 beautiful baby girls, and we were so glad to have our Minky Couture blanket with us. Mostly Natalie was glad, but I was glad too, because as the dad, I had to sleep on a very uncomfortable chair for a couple nights. But what made it very comfortable is having my Minky Couture blanket with us. I also slept with it last night because, we often sleep next to River in her bed, and she has a Minky Couture blanket in her bed as well. Minky Couture is the original blanket company. Once you feel one, you understand why they call themselves the best blanket ever. It's truly incredibly soft and comfortable and cozy. There's nothing better than cuddling up with a Minky Couture blanket in a good TV show like Love Island or your favorite movie. Minky Couture is a female-owned company that started with a mother wanting to bring comfort to her daughter, and that mission of comfort still stands today. Well, they're bringing comfort to our daughter as well. And if you want to get the most comfortable blanket into your family's life, all you have to do is just go to Minky Couture right now. Whether you're watching reality TV or winding down after a long day, everyone in the house reaches for our Minky Couture blanket. Visit minkycouture.com and use code VIALL at checkout for 50% off at full price blankets. That's minkycouture.com. Use code VIALL for 50% off all full price blankets. And make sure to follow them on Instagram at Minky Couture for even more deals and cozy inspiration.
What I have learned through this stage of life is that less is more. And when you don't have a lot of time, you got to have good products. And Merit Beauty makes both of those possible. Merit is known for its thoughtful, curated collection of makeup and skincare essentials. Rather than constantly launching new products, they focus on creating products that earn a permanent place in your routine. Merit's new Clean Volume Mascara delivers lifted, defined, buildable lashes with 0 clumps, flakes, or mess. It creates voluminous lashes without feeling heavy or overdone, so no overly dramatic false lash effect. The mascara features a small, precise brush paired with a buildable tubing formula for clean, controlled application. The new Clean Volume Mascara is also included in Merit's bestsellers kit alongside fan favorites like the Minimalist Foundation Stick and the Flush Balm and so much more. Their products are designed to simplify your routine, not complicate it, and right now Merit Beauty is offering our listeners their signature makeup bag with your first order at meritbeauty.com. That's meritbeauty.com to get your free signature makeup bag with your first order, meritbeauty.com.
Caleb, welcome to the show.
Thanks, man. Good to be here.
Good to be with you, man. We're really excited to have you. First of all, first question is, how does it feel to be the most eligible bachelor in America right now? Like your aura, as our boy Jimmy would say, is through the roof right now.
Yeah, it's insane. This does not feel real at all. I'm waiting to wake up from a dream. I feel like it's just something I never saw happening. Even coming out of the villa after my whole experience there, I was like, okay, if I have a few followers, that'd be pretty cool. But to be where I'm at now, it's insane.
You guys are the only show that is so popular that is aired in real time, and like you said, you guys know that like fans are watching it while you're being filmed. Were you worried about getting criticism at all, or were you just like, I'm not even sure what to expect?
Yeah, I was honestly a little bit worried about the criticism. The way that things happened for me, I thought it was a little embarrassing at the time, but then to see that everyone actually had my back in that situation was really cool. And then seeing my face on the screen during movie night, I'm like, I really look like that? No one's gonna like me now. But
what were the moments that for you just felt the most embarrassing at the time that it was happening?
Yeah, I'd say, the situation that happened with me and Kenzie, seeing it back on movie night, and then the secret kiss, and then really seeing how everything played out. And I stayed so kind of in her back pocket, and no, it's okay, do whatever you want kind of way.
Yeah.
I think that was more of embarrassing for me. And then one thing that didn't get shown that was really embarrassing that I'm glad it wasn't shown on the Prince challenge. Whenever I kicked down the door and walked out there, instead of saying or trying to find my princess, I kicked the door down and I was like, "Where's my prince?" and then all the guys are like, over here, and all the girls are like looking at me like that, and I didn't even realize what I said. So I'm like trying to keep on going along with it, and I look over and they're all like looking at me like that. I'm like, what did I say?
That's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, it's. I'm sure pretty easy to say have a Freudian slip or say the wrong thing in that environment.
Yeah.
I was wondering because Kenzie, said that a kiss is a handshake, right, on the show. And I was just wondering, Caleb, like, what is a kiss to you?
Kiss to me is a little bit more than a handshake. Yeah. I would be curious to see what a hug is.
A hug's a fist bump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no telling. But I don't know. It kind of makes you think, like, if a kiss is a handshake for her, then yeah, it kind of does make sense as to the kisses and everything that we were doing and that she was giving me. Just, I guess, didn't mean as much to her because she saw it like that.
Looking back, if you could replay that relationship over with Kenzie, what would you have said to her, when at a time where it kind of felt like she was clearly juggling between you and Corbin, but it felt like she was being more direct than she actually was. What would you have wanted to say to her when that was all going down, now that you know how it all played out?
Yeah, I probably would have told her, like, I'm not going to sit here and wait and be in your back pocket. At the time, I just came in, so I felt like I wasn't in the position to be able to say, hey, make your mind up. But I do wish I would have, kind of explored other things and seen. I think that would have made her be like, okay, I actually have to fight for him as well. And I think that would have just kind of spun the whole thing around.
Yeah. I'm curious, back to the French fry. When you asked about, because I didn't know what French frying it was either, Caleb. So I think you're not alone. But then Trini goes, "Oh, it's DJing," and you were like, "Oh yeah, no, totally for sure." Did you actually know what DJing was? Because I didn't. I was like, I guess maybe. I mean, I figured it out afterwards. But were you just saying yes because you didn't want to also ask what's DJing, or did you know what that was?
Right. As soon as she said it, I was still a little confused, but then I saw her like doing the movements, and I was like, "Oh, okay." Because whenever I'm like, I didn't know what she was saying. I was like, but then I think back to it, and I saw the movement she was doing. And I was like, "Oh, okay."
That's hilarious. A lot of fans have been sipping the idea of you and Melanie, and I think you obviously have been made aware about that. I'm assuming you were pretty close with all the men, including Sincere.
Yeah. I think this may be a hot take, but me and Sincere were actually really close. He was the first guy to welcome me in with open arms whenever I came in there. And there's a lot of conversations that wasn't shown that me and him had. Anytime that he had something to ask about or like he was going through anything, we would have those conversations. And I would be kind of telling him how to go about things, what to do. I think Sincere was probably one of my best friends in there.
So I'm curious, what were you saying to him when he was going through all this kind of drama between him and Melanie, mostly created by his own actions? But
right.
Especially nowadays, I think a lot of the reasons why we like Bryce is because it seems like he's willing to like speak up, to his boys and just kind of check him a little bit. Were there moments where you said to Sincere, hey, like, I love you, you're a great guy, blah, 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 but why, like, you can't move this way or you need to be more upfront? Like, what did you say to Sincere? And then what advice did he not take from you?
Yeah, probably any of it. But no, off the bat, no, I'd be the first one to tell him. I'd be like, dude, you're fucking up. But instantly he'd be like, yeah, I know. So he would take the accountability, which would lead me to believe that he's not going to do it again. Then he just does it again. So he seems very, in mine and his chats, he seems very receptive to everything I'm saying. And, I would tell him, you have something good, whenever I said, where your heart's at, I was talking about, I know that he's into Melanie. I know Melanie is his girl that he's into the most there. So whenever I said lead with your heart and not your head, that was me saying, with Melanie, not this thing that you think could be something.
Like, listen, as a guy, I've had a lot of guy friends that I love them. They're my boys, I'm really close with them, but I'm like, I don't know if I'd let you date like my sister, so to speak. And I don't know if I could vouch for you, in a relationship. And I know Sincere's your boy, but let's assume Melanie and Sincere leave the villa together. America's very worried for our girl Melanie. Are you in a position to put their minds at ease and say, hey, we should give Sincere a shot and let things play out? Or are you still a little nervous of whether, as good as maybe his heart's in the right place, do you trust Sincere to move the right way outside of the villa in a relationship with Melanie?
I say we should absolutely give him a shot.
Okay.
I think him coming into Love Island, he didn't really know how to go about things and what things were all right. I think he has such a big heart that he doesn't want to let anyone down easy. So maybe he's too nice to someone. I'm not taking up for any of his actions, but whenever Amora left and he told her, he said, like, maybe if we had more time, I think that was him just trying to let her down easy. I don't think he actually meant that. I think he was just kind of trying to like save her emotions. I have seen growth in Sincere, and especially like these last few episodes, I feel like he is realizing that he's really fucked up.
Back to Casa Amor, I think a lot of fans were surprised that Zach didn't let Kayda know that he didn't actually have the opportunity to bring his connection back to the villa because she left, right? Was that a conversation that any of the guys had with Zach about like, hey, you should be upfront about this and just let her know that why she wasn't, able to come back? Because it seemed like one of those things that like it was so unnecessary. He should have just said it. I understand, like, it's like you're worried they're gonna get mad, but like, or was that something you guys didn't even talk about before you got back to the villa?
I would say Zach was so already decided prior to her leaving that it just wasn't that big of a deal to bring it up. I think maybe he should have brought it up, but I can see his defense that it wouldn't have changed anything. If she were to stay in there or if she were to leave, Zach was still going back to Kayda. And I think at the point of her leaving, Zach had already made up his mind up that he missed Kayda.
Speaking of Zach and Kayda, I know you've been watching the Zach and Bryce fan cams. I'm wondering what your thoughts are on their bromance and kind of the way that was like leaned into a bit. Was it leaned into by them, or was it all kind of like the editing and production of it?
Yeah, well, no, being in there, obviously, they are really close friends. They joke around with each other the same way I joke around with my friends. So I didn't see it as, the actual romance side of things that everyone's seeing it as.
Uh-huh.
But now, like, looking at it from an outside perspective, I'm like, they really are. They really are.
No, I mean, like, I'm trying to tell Caleb, I'm like, guys, I don't know if this is a shock to you, but this is what, like, young straight men act like with their friends, and it's not that big of a deal. And it's great to hear that you're like, yeah, no, I act like this with my boys too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jaden, were you caught off guard when she like came at you about the fact that you were just like talking to your friends about your feelings, or because at the time it felt like she was almost like trying to have her TV moment, but I'm curious how it felt for you inside the villa.
Yeah, I think that wasn't her. I think she was, over there talking to a few other people, and I think they got in her head. She later on even admitted that to me that she wouldn't have normally done that.
Okay.
It was just she was getting told like, if that was my man, I wouldn't let him be doing that. I wouldn't. I would like stick up for yourself, go talk to him, because I saw them pointing at me like saying go go. So I don't think she would have if it wasn't for them. And then for me, like, I was over there not talking shit at all. I was over there asking for advice and how to go about this conversation, and if I'm even in the right headspace or believing the right things, or if I'm overthinking. I'm a very big overthinker, so I go to my siblings a lot before hard conversations.
How many siblings you got, Caleb?
I've got 3 siblings, 2 sisters and a brother.
Nice. Would you say your sisters have been like a great example to you about like how to date and how to go about like, treating the women that you're in relationships with?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they've always been very supportive of me going about things in the way that I do, and always coming to them first and kind of calming me down and telling me kind of how to go about things.
Yeah. Now, as America's most eligible bachelor, I think America is very interested in who is Caleb's type. So could you describe to us maybe some qualities that you really like in the people that you date are interested in? Because I think there might be a few people out there that would be very interested to hear what you have to say in the hopes that they may have some of those qualities.
Right.
Yeah.
I just love like bubbly girls, like a girl that's always happy and in a good mood. Like, yeah, if you had a rough day, let's talk about it. But a girl that's not going to be bringing down the mood all the time. Like, just seeing everything, like the good in everything. That's my biggest thing.
Okay.
I always say my life motto is be cringe. So don't be afraid to be yourself or be awkward. Just like be you. Don't be thinking about everybody else.
What was something that maybe an awkward side of you that America didn't get to see in the villa?
I figured I was going to be awkward going into the challenges. Honestly, coming onto the show, the heart rate challenge was my biggest fear.
Mm.
You crushed
I was
that, bro.
worried about like what I was going to do, and then as soon as I got told we were doing that, I was in a time of like in the villa. It was my time to prove something. So going into that, I was like, all right, I'm gonna have a whole choreography, which I practiced on Zach, obviously.
Was it really good? What did you say? You said spread your
Legs in the air.
your legs in the air. My wife's not here. She just gave birth to twins, but she was very impressed with the swag that you brought to the heart rate challenge. So I think that was really a great coming out party for you in terms of swag wise. So well done there.
Thank you.
Before we let you go, we just have a quick game for you. It is basically guess the sexual innuendo. I don't even know what some of these are, but in the spirit of not knowing what French fries are, we'd also like to ask you if you know what some of these other slang words are in terms of sexual innuendos.
Okay.
Fanny flutters.
That's whenever a girl feels good about you and gets a little fluttery down there.
Okay. All right. Yeah, definitely down there. Doing bits.
If I had to guess, it'd be having sex.
All the things around sex, yeah.
Okay, so foreplay.
Okay.
So okay.
Foreplay.
So that's a bit?
Doing bits.
You're gonna do a bit.
And doing
Okay.
bits.
I'm learning as well.
All right.
Got it.
Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I've done that shit. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, plenty of times. No, that's two guys on both sides, high fiving.
Okay. All right. Not Caleb would never. No.
Respectful king.
What is this? Superman. Isn't that a song?
Is that where you're like on top of the girl with your legs and your arms straight out?
That doesn't even make sense.
I mean, but that's the Superman position.
Is that right or wrong?
It's like doggy style, but the girl's laying down and the guy's just kind of going at it.
Oh, so speed bump.
Yeah.
Oh.
Speed bump.
Okay.
Speed bump, sure.
See,
Speed bump.
See, different
Yeah.
phrases.
Okay.
so Caleb has his
Regional
own-
differences.
Yeah, regional differences. And then third base. You have third base.
What do the bases mean to you?
Yeah. What do the bases mean to you, Caleb?
Okay, I think first base is like kissing. Second base is like a hand job. Third base is third base would be like oral,
There you
and
go.
then home run would be taking it home.
That's what I would say. What are your love languages, Caleb?
I'd say probably I like physical touch, just like having my hand, whether it's driving or anything, just always touching. But also the villa, my time there kind of led me to realize that words of affirmation are big for me.
Okay.
Just kind of, getting reassured and knowing that what you're in is real.
Is that maybe the biggest takeaway you took about yourself, that you realize that like getting validated by the people you're in relationships mean a lot to you, or did you learn other things about yourself?
Yeah, I learned so much about myself, but that is one big thing. Going into this, I never really had my guard up and had to worry about, needing the words of affirmation and needing the reassurance.
Okay.
But I'd say after everything went down, I'd say that is big for me.
Are you going to stay in construction, and are you going to just follow the influencer path? If I have my 2 cents, Caleb, I say you still do the construction thing. I think it looks really good on the resume for the ladies. It's hot.
Yeah, that's the only reason I do it, is just to be able to post the pictures of. This is probably the least calloused my hands have ever been.
I was gonna say you don't need the calluses.
I was gonna say I think the calluses are good.
I think they're kind of hot.
Yeah.
You
You are a working man. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah, but no, I'm definitely I'm getting away from it. I'm
Okay.
definitely getting out of there.
It would just even out the the TikTok dances and the selfies he's inevitably going to be forced to take.
I think you've been doing great on TikTok. I love the stuff. I think I've really enjoyed seeing like your personality coming out like post the villa. I think it's been great. It's been super fun to see.
I have a follow-up
Mhm.
question. So I know you're friends with Jimmy P from Love is Blind and Perfect Match, and I think some of the cast of Southern Hospitality. Is there a goal or future for you in reality TV, or do you think this was kind of like a one and done?
I think it's definitely something I'd be open to, is doing more reality. Going into this and being my first one, my personality was kind of hidden. I think now that I'm out of my shell and I can really show who I am, it'd definitely be a cool opportunity and a cool experience to do that on another show.
Okay.
And do you think it would be a love-based dating show, or do you think it would be just like friends and fun and drama?
I think we have to see. Jimmy just went on Perfect Match. I think that'd be pretty cool to go on.
Okay.
But also the Southern Hospitality, that's something I've watched prior, and it's a lot of people that are around where I live, and that I think we would understand each other more. So I think that would be another cool experience.
You'd be
Who
perfect
was
on
the celebrity that Jimmy said he looked like that everyone like went crazy about? Oh, it was San Francisco running back McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Who do people
Christian
say you
McCaffrey.
look like, Caleb? And why is it Matthew McConaughey?
Did you say Matthew McConaughey?
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of young Matthew McConaughey.
That's the main thing I've got is Matthew.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Caleb, I know you got to get going. We have so many questions for you, but we really appreciate you taking the time. Congratulations on everything. Really excited to see, everything come your way. Stay safe out there. Enjoy this experience, and best of luck with everything, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate it, y'all.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
Great.
All
Thank
right,
you very
bye-bye.
much.
Y'all go.
What a sweetheart.
Oh my
I
gosh.
wish him the best.
I don't think he needs calluses, and I stand by that.
Mhm.
No, I do. I think he should like
Rough and tumble.
couple times a month,
Hot.
just like
But here's the
join
thing.
a construction crew.
He's going to be overworked because all of these girls and guys are going to be like, I need him to build my house. So he's not going to have time to invest in
He
the
just needs to
influencing.
be able
No,
to say,
pick and choose when you're working.
he's the Diet Coke guy. Maybe you guys, do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't
No,
know.
what is the Diet Coke?
It's like it's an iconic commercial where a construction worker is like, it's his break. And he takes off his shirt. And he's sweating, and all these girls in the office are looking up. It's like, they're like, it's 11, because apparently he always takes his break at like a certain time.
But was he actually a construction worker?
This
It's
is
a
an
commercial.
ad.
That's
This
what
is a
I'm
Diet
saying.
Coke ad.
I need him to be the construction worker in a Calvin Klein ad.
Okay, fair.
Okay, but besides the point. But I'm just saying, these women were like,
Yeah. They would be thirsting over him.
And he
They
did
like-
post
they-
those. He did
and-
post those before the show.
and he's like Diet Coke guy. For a moment, I felt like the Diet Coke guy once. Another time in my life, I'd always go running. I was living in Milwaukee, small city.
Mm.
I'd always go running after work at the same time, and I'd always run past like this one bar. And I found out from a mutual friend that a couple of the bartender ladies
Would always look for you.
would clock when I would run by every day, and I felt very
That's why
good
the
about
pops
myself.
got a lot
Anyways,
of pictures of you running.
Not back
they
then
knew
in
when.
Milwaukee.
Mm.
That would have been a good time to get me popped. I was in good shape. All right. Well, Amora is here, and I was really appreciative of the truth she brought to this conversation, and she's a sweetheart. And well, let's just get to her because you're tired of listening to us. Amora, everybody. Amora, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you.
Super great to be with you. I just want to start off by saying I thought you and TT were amazing additions as far as bombshells in the Casa Amora experience, because I know when you guys kind of came in, it was like a little intense, but I think you really just blended with the villa really great. And I loved how you guys were still like unafraid to like speak your truth at the right time. And it seemed like the villa girls really realized that, you two needed to be respected, that you guys, in a way that like I think sometimes bombshells are treated in the villa is almost like not the same as like the OG cast. But I thought you guys were great additions, and I thought you really added to the conversations of Love Island.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Like, she was amazing. Honestly, going in there how I did, like, she was definitely my support system during that time, like just navigating the difference between like Casa and being inside the villa. So yeah.
My team found out here that apparently before you came onto Love Island, you did social media for a charity that helps young people with autism make friends. Can you tell us a little bit more about that whole venture that you have?
Yeah. So that was an amazing time. I got to work closely with the organization and help with their social media, but I did have time in person there. And I just met so many amazing people there. Honestly, it was such a fulfilling experience for me.
Is volunteering something that you've always been interested in?
Yeah, well, I did pageantry for a really long
wow.
time. So that's always been a part of me, just volunteering and making sure like I'm a well-rounded person and I have a lot of different perspectives. So that's always been important to me.
Do you think pageantry prepared you for Love Island, or do you think it was a totally different ballgame?
I think it's a good question. I do think it did. I think pageantry honestly helped me in every aspect of my life, as far as just how I conduct myself and how I hold myself.
Mm-hmm.
I do think it prepared me in a way, especially like having conversations, just being a conversationalist. I do pride myself on being able to speak in every room that I walk into,
Yeah.
no matter what's going on in it. So yeah.
Yeah, I felt like that really showed in the best way in the villa. So should everyone out there have a little bit of pageantry exposure to help them in the real world?
I wouldn't say they have to go through like the whole pageantry experience. I would say things that could be helpful are like etiquette classes, having a speaking coach, and honestly just putting yourself in well-rounded rooms, like
Okay.
with well-rounded. Yeah.
Okay. As a fashion marketer and swimwear model, what was it like preparing outfits and swimwear for the show? And then follow-up question, outside of yourself, of course, who were the best dressed people in the villa?
Okay, well, it definitely was not hard to pack for the show at all, because I literally dressed like an islander every day.
Mm.
So that was hard. As far as like who's the best dressed outside myself, I think Trinity has been putting some fits together. I've been seeing really good fits by her. I wish I got more time to show all my outfits.
Ooh.
I had some fits waiting, but whatever. It's fine.
You know what? That's what the gram is for. You know, I think we could.
Yeah.
That's a great real idea. Like the outfits you didn't get to see. That's gonna pop off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now, right?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should do that one this afternoon.
Yeah.
Tag us. Just kidding. You know, I'm just kidding. So obviously, you know, you had a relationship with Sincere for a bit. I think many of us are wondering, what was it that you saw in Sincere? And I'm curious, like, you know, it seems like everyone likes him, right? Like the people we've talked to, he clearly seems to have a charming personality. What's the impression you have left the villa with about Sincere?
I think that he is a great person. I truly do. I don't regret my time with him. I don't regret meeting him at all. Honestly, our conversations were very high level and intellectual, and I really liked that about him. I was able to kind of see the cogs turning in his brain as he spoke, and I loved it. I loved it, honestly. We had really great conversations. I don't regret meeting him at all. I do still think of him highly. I think he's a good person that just has not gone about things the right way in some certain situations. And because he is such a cute talker, he's intelligent, and he can literally hype up an entire room. He is able to make connections easily.
Yeah.
I think he was just not honest with the connections that he was making. And I talked to him about that. I don't hold any grudges against him. I truly do value like our time that we had together. It wasn't meant to be, of course. He does still have a lot to learn. I stand on what I said. I do still feel that way. Yeah, I don't hold nothing against him.
If you were Melanie, how would you feel like at this point in the show? Obviously she's back with Sincere. How would you feel about Sincere, like given how he's moved in the villa?
I personally would not be in the situation that Melanie is in. Honestly, you know, fool me once, fool me twice. Like, and a lot of people are saying, like, I knew everything with this whole situation. I still chose Sincere. I would literally never willingly put myself in this situation. So all of our conversations were to help him see his lie and, you know, help shift that going forward in a new connect. So I wouldn't try to set myself up to be in her position, honestly. I do think that she needs to stand up. Honestly, she needs to stand up. I think Sincere has to feel that distance. He never sweated. Honestly, he just always felt like anything he did, like he would still be there, you know, at the end of the day. And I think he needs to really feel how his actions affected her by creating that distance.
No, that's a good point. Do you think, I mean, so, obviously you seem like you have still a lot of love and respect for Sincere despite, how things have played out. Do you, is that coming from like, hey, I think he's a good guy and he can be a great friend, but maybe he's not in the right place to be a great boyfriend? Or is it more about...
Yeah, I would be friends with him. We had great conversations. I think he's just not in the place to be in a relationship with anyone.
I think, going on these shows is a fascinating, experience that many people they just don't get to experience what it's like to be in this kind of bubble and, be recorded and watch yourself back, because most people don't have a movie night in their life, right? We don't get to like watch our actions back and be like, oh, wow. Like, I thought it was really fascinating that KC was like, he was embarrassed by kind of what, he saw of himself. And I thought in a really great way, because in life we say things and we don't see how it comes across often. You mentioned that like Sincere seems like a really smart guy and a really thoughtful person. Do you think Sincere is capable of watching his actions and being called out and actually making meaningful changes because of, the way he's been called out in movie night? Or do you think he still has some growing up to do that like the Love Island experience can't change in a couple weeks?
I do think that he received that, but I don't think it's gonna stick until the person that he is drawing this connection with makes it stick for him. I think that is what the problem is. And when I came in and to hear that she didn't, speak to the connection that was made, I did tell him, like, the clip that they have in there was way longer. I did tell him I was disappointed that he didn't choose me, but I was more disappointed in him and his ability to lie to himself and those around him about the connection that he didn't make in order to save face.
Yeah.
And it was so disappointing because I did grow to know him and, pour into him and, tell him that he can be doing things better. And that night was the chance to start anew and do things better. And to leave this person that you have, unfortunately, like, you drag her through the mud a little bit. Like, she has been drained, So making this new step in your life could help make that distance and allow her to find something that is fulfilling to her.
Yeah, well said. Before we let you go, we would love to hear your thoughts on the remaining couples of Love Island. So starting with Casey and TT, what do you think about that relationship?
I love that relationship. TT is my girl, so I'm always rooting for her. Honestly, she came in with a mission, y'all. She said, "That's like when I'm gonna get him," and she did just that.
She did.
I love what they have. Honestly, I saw Casey just like a light up around her.
Casey's obviously been the subject of a lot of, internet discourse and criticisms more about his relationship with Anaya. But who was the Casey that you got to know?
The Casey I got to know is hilarious. He is also able to have serious conversations. He was honest. Him and Corbin were like so good friends to me in there. I loved having debriefs with them. I have a lot of guy friends here, so it reminded me of them. And it was amazing. I think Casey is very thoughtful. He obviously, he got clipped. He felt that during movie night. He was like, wow, like he genuinely did feel that. He genuinely did feel that. And he never meant to hurt Anaya's feeling ever. And he was genuinely apologetic for how he made her feel. But he's a good guy.
Okay. Zach and Kayda.
I know that Zach really likes Kayda. He really likes their connection. And I think seeing how hurt Kayda was during movie night also showed that she did really care for him, and the fact that she did not explore a connection. And during concert times, I did get become friends with Zach. I didn't really talk to Kayda too much. But yeah, I can't really speak on their connection. I do know they really care for Kayda.
What do you think of the whole situationship label?
Situationship?
Yeah.
I'm a situation warrior, honestly. That's been my whole life.
Okay. Okay.
Like,
I've been for my life and situation.
But is that an actual relationship status, or because it's my understanding that's like something you don't want to fall into.
It should not be, but unfortunately, it is.
Okay.
So you prefer a situationship?
Honestly, no, not at this
Okay.
point in my life.
Okay.
I'm very intentional.
Mhm.
I'm very intentional with everything in my life. So I know I had my situationship phase, and that honestly helped me just getting to know different people. But now I am I looking for? I don't even know, honestly. You know what?
Self-love.
I don't even know right now. I got a deep think after all that.
I just love your thoughts on Carl and Anaya, and then obviously Bryce and Trinity.
Yeah, I know Carl's a nice guy. He's a super nice guy. We actually did have conversations in the villa. I know that he likes Anaya. I don't think that he let her sweat though either. Like coming in the feeling like that, the voice like that, that's like an option. I think he knew that ultimately he's going to have to just like go into it. But he did pull me. But I saw him more in a friend light.
Do you think Kenzie and Dylan will last the villa?
I don't know. Well, if no one else comes in, probably.
And then just final question, if you had to guess, who do you think is going to win Love Island? And then what couple or couples do you think are going to last outside of the villa?
I think Bryce and Trinity are going to win.
Okay.
I mean, they're literally the ones that are in a relationship.
Yeah.
So, like, they kind of beat it to the fine, honestly. But yeah, I think Corbin and Primita are going to last, honestly.
Okay. All right.
They had a connection in there. I know people are calling them robots and stuff.
I love them. Yeah.
I think they're perfect for each other. Yeah.
Literally, like they said, they're the same person. And they complement each other really well. I think they're going to laugh.
I just love how Corbin was the one person to call out Sincere, and it didn't seem like coming from a place of hatred or anything like that, but it just came from a place of checking his boy, which I think is, I think in male friendships is really important to see, and to be the type of guy who's willing to, to check your friends. And I wish Corbin would get more credit for that moment than he's getting, but I
really do too. And it honestly hurt me during movie night to see how they were trying to shut him up a little bit, saying he shouldn't even be talking, and he's 22. He is very intelligent, and he's also very intentional with the things he say and when he speaks. And because I've also become friends with Casey and Corbin, that hurt me as a friend to see them just get attacked like that, especially when Casey was trying to speak, just trying to speak, and they said, "Why are you standing?" But I know why he stood up, because he felt like he wasn't being heard.
Yeah. And
they just went in on him. And I feel like there was a lot of reactions, but not responses. Everyone's reacting and not responding. And that's not how things are going to get across effectively. And that was just unfortunate to see that.
Well, Amora, we really appreciate you taking the time. We know you have to go, but congratulations on everything. Again, I thought you were just an amazing addition to this season 8, and best of luck with everything in the future. And we're excited to see what's ahead for you.
Thank you so much, y'all.
All right, take care.
Thank
you.
Right,
bye-bye. Well, all parents know that feeding your kids requires hundreds of little decisions every week. And that's why we are so grateful to have Little Spoon in our life, which was created to make those choices a little easier. Little Spoon offers meals and snacks for every stage of childhood, and Little Spoon focuses on real, nutritionally balanced ingredients. They make convenient food that parents feel good about serving. Like most kids, River likes her snacks, and it's always great having Little Spoon around to feel good about the things that our kids are snacking. So many great options that have great ingredients. All of Little Spoon's baby and toddler products are tested for over 500 contaminants, including heavy metals. They also ban more than 100 ingredients across their products. For toddlers and big kids, Little Spoon offers heat and eat meals, lunch options, smoothies, yogurt pouches, and better-for-you snacks. Many meals include vegetables and superfoods in delicious flavors. Little Spoon delivers meals and snacks directly to your door. Everything arrives ready to serve or heat, making mealtime so easy. One of River's favorites is the Biteables for toddlers and the cheesy pasta. There's so many great options, and quite honestly, she has a lot of favorites, but those two stand out for her. Feeding the kids doesn't have to be complicated. Little Spoon makes it easy with real, nutritionally balanced meals and snacks designed for every stage. It shows up ready to go, takes the pressure off, and somehow still gets devoured. Veggies and all. No artificial dyes, flavors, or sweeteners either. And you know what? That's a win I'll take every time. Get 30% off your first online order at littlespoon.com/VIALL with code VIALL. That's LITTLESPOON.com/VIALL with code VIALL for 30% off your first order. Your home should feel like you, and Wayfair makes it easy to find the right pieces at reasonable prices. It doesn't matter what you're looking for in your home. Chances are Wayfair has you covered. Indoor furniture, outdoor furniture. They even have like trampolines. We got a trampoline from Wayfair up at the lake. We told you the story already, but for those who didn't hear it, we have this little screened porch at the lake. It's not very big. It's perfect for just like, going in when it's raining. So it doesn't have a lot of space for furniture. It was a little bit more of a challenge to find the right furniture in such a kind of a small room. And we went to Wayfair, got this cute little love seat, fit perfectly in this little coffee table. It made the whole room feel like just incredibly cozy. It's easy to put together. So many great options for you, whatever you're looking for at your home with Wayfair. With over 20 million 5-star reviews, you're not shopping blind. You can see real customer photos, real homes, and real feedback before you buy. Wayfair can handle delivery, installation, and assembly. You pick what you want, and they take care of the hard part. Also, a lot of the things that you buy, it's easy to put together. Me and my dad figured it out. And it was mostly my dad, but I helped. Wayfair brings everything together in one space, making it easy to find pieces that fit your style, space, and budget. Ready to upgrade your home for way less? Head to wayfair.com right now and shop all things home and get your space ready for less. That's wayfair.com, WAYFAIR.com.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Our dogs, Jeff and Steve, are part of our family, and if anyone understands being dog obsessed, it's Ollie. Ollie delivers fresh, human-grade food in 5 drool-worthy flavors. You know how important it is to feed your family healthy ingredients, and your dogs are a part of your family. So make sure they are also getting high-quality food because, listen, we do not get enough time in our lives with the dogs that we love. So what you feed them really goes a long way to making sure that your dog has longevity in their life. With Ollie, meals are portioned specifically for their age, weight, breed, and activity level. It comes with a pup tainer and scoop for simple storage and serving. The Ollie app helps you stay on top of your dog's health. You can track well-being over time, access feeding guides, and even connect with vet experts for everyday questions. Ollie isn't just dog food, it's complete experience built for people who are obsessed with giving their dogs the very best. And I imagine that's all of you, so choose Ollie when thinking of your dogs. Being very busy parents, we appreciate Ollie taking care of our dogs that much easier. And I know you will too. Get ready for both you and your pup to be obsessed. Head to ollie.com/VIALL. Tell them about your dog and use code VIALL to get 70% off your welcome kit when you subscribe today. Plus, it's risk-free with their obsession guarantee. That's OLLIE.com/VIALL and enter code VIALL to get 70% off your first box. Ollie, feed the obsession. Isaiah, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, we're so excited to have you. I've been watching you online for quite some time, a few seasons of Love Island now. I think you're hilarious.
Thank
You're
you.
one of my favorite online personalities who talk reality TV. So I'm glad you're finally in studio with us to talk about a show I feel like we both love together.
Listen, I love the show, and I feel like people just don't be keeping it real. Like, for me, like, we all have our favorites, of course, but that don't mean be biased. So I feel like a lot of people just be biased about what they be saying and just don't be keeping it real. Like, we don't know these people from a can of paint. We was on fire. They would not throw water on us. So, like, let's just keep it real. So that's why I make sure when I watch it, I do that. So I may not be liked by some, but mostly if you feel me, you're a real one. So you're a real one.
All right. How long have you been into Love Island? Or are you for me, I started season 6 like many other people, but have you been watching it longer?
So I was watching it before, but like reviews kind of started season 6. That's when I kind of got into doing reviews. I'm still fairly new. Like, I'm like almost going on 2 years in. Like, it was just a random thing for me. I used to not want to talk at all. So now that's my life, is like, oh shoot. So but season 6 when it started, but I was doing reviews like once every week. I was recapping like weekly because I was like, the everyday show is insane. Like, who does that? Except for like a soap opera or Big Brother. So I was like, it's kind of hard. But then I was like, no, I really got to get into it. So season 6 when it kind of started, season 7 when it got like locked in for real.
Who are some of your favorite Islanders this season?
This season's kind of hard because I feel like everybody has kind of pissed me off this season a little bit. So I was like, who do I like at this point?
Well, let's go down the list.
Yeah.
Okay.
How has Zach pissed you off?
So I feel like Zach is a manipulator. I feel like he manipulates the house to the point of where, like, he will. I've never seen him give good advice. Like, all the advice be low key negative. It just be like, do you have anything good to say about anybody? Like, they be like, how do you feel about this? Break up with them. Like, what kind of man are you? So I don't know about Zach really. I feel like really I like more of the girls more than the guys. So I feel like we tolerate the guys because of the girls. Technically, like, I like Kayda, but I'm not a fan of Zach. I like Melanie. I'm not a fan of Sincere. I like, who else is left?
Bryce.
Kenzie.
Bryce and Trinity.
Please don't get me started. I like Trinity. I'm not really a fan of Bryce. So it's just kind of like that's.
So I'd love to know, because most people I think agree with you about the Zach of it all, but I think a lot of people are really into Bryce. Why are you not sipping Bryce like so many other people are?
For me, when it comes to Bryce, like, I believe it, but then I don't believe it. Like, technically, when it comes to him, like, sometimes I just be feeling like Zach, sometimes I be feeling like he give a manipulator sometimes, and he just be wanting things to, like, work his way, so he be talking, like, in circles sometimes. I'd be like, I don't know about that, but I didn't believe them at first, but I kind of believe it now. They have won me over. When they were, I think, doing Casa Amor, they basically could have swam back to each other at this point. I'm like, just please get them back together, because I can't do.
They were missing each other.
Yeah, I can't do like, but you could. It felt real. Like, if they could swim to each other, they will be Michael Phelps. It would happen. So I was like, okay, like, I believe it now.
So I was pretty critical of KC when he was dating Anaya. It seemed like he just didn't want to acknowledge, how he was moving with Anaya. But I really, honestly, ever since movie night, KC has kind of won me over, because I liked that KC felt embarrassed about what he saw about himself, because I feel like in the real world we don't really have an opportunity to have like a real movie night and sometimes be like, I kind of look like a douche there. And I felt like he recognized that, and ever since he's been with TT, I actually really quite like them together. Do you feel the same way, or has KC not won you over?
So KC and TT are definitely in my top 4. People can hate it if they want to, but I think a lot of people are still holding on to the whole Anaya thing. And why are you more mad than her? Like, if they made up already, why are you still up in arms? Like, your name is Anaya. It's not Kanaya, Renaya. It's not, your name isn't even collectively rhyming with it. So I'm confused on why you're still upset about it. But I do feel like with KC, the issue I have with him was that it's okay to explore without comparing and contrasting. I think that was the big part for me, is that he was just saying things that I feel like just didn't need to be said. Like, and I get it, you talking with your boys, so it's cool, but you still know you on TV. So you know how how it goes. And I used to hate him and Corbin's conversations, because I feel like the thing about Corbin is, and why I respect him more than a Sincere and sometimes the KC, is that Corbin just don't care. Like, he'll say whatever he want to say and then be like, yeah. Like, he's not a man of many words.
But he keeps it real.
Like, body, he's like, he don't really say much, but he's just gonna say, like, I don't care, so I respect that. But with KC, I think that was my only issue when it came to him. But they say he was disrespecting Anaya. I think for me, disrespect is a little bit different for me. Like, if he would have been like, F Anaya, like, she, like, all that, like, that's disrespectful to me. I think he was corny. I would say I think he was corny on the cob. Elotes. That's what I say. I think he was corny in some moments of, like, talking about her, because he didn't have to do that. But I don't think disrespect, I think, is the word that was kind of tripping me out a little bit. Because I know I've seen disrespectful before when it comes to men, and I don't think, like, he was, like, dogging her out like they're making it seem. But I do think that he said some things he didn't say. But he's run me over for sure.
What about, because I stand Anaya because he came back and he was like, I just want to choose me, or I want to be chosen.
Yes.
Anaya was like, what do you mean? Like, I've chosen you every single time.
Yeah.
Like, that's where I think a lot of people stand Anaya.
The way that she was feeling, she's justified in it because it was true. It ended up becoming true. But I think before, when she was feeling like that, it wasn't true yet. So I think that's kind of was my, like, pushback with, like, she was like, you want to do this, like, you want to do that, but he wasn't doing it. Like, he wanted to, though, but he was saying that he didn't want to do it. So I was just confused on her, like, bringing it up, like, saying that you want to go do this, so you want to go do this, go do it, but he wasn't doing it yet. So I think that was my issue with it all. But eventually, in the end, she ended up being right. So that's kind of what shut me up about it.
Do you like her with Carl?
I like it. I don't know if I believe it. But I think it's early on. I think it works. I think he is her Prince Charming. And I'm happy for her. But I don't know if I believe it fully, but we're gonna have to see. They're in my top 4 though.
I feel like they feel the pressure like of. I think they know that
America.
America sips them, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and I think
Now they know.
I think they're gonna win.
Anaya
I
and
think that
Carl.
because
They
people
can't win.
love
they can't win.
but Carl is like
No.
so wholesome, and Anaya has like that card of like sympathy. So I think they're gonna get like the votes.
I think they could be the runner-up.
Okay.
I just don't see a world where I don't know. I don't know how Bryce and Trinity don't win.
Me too.
Well, that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I also wonder if Melanie and Sincere are going to be runner-up because people love Melanie, so they're going to vote for Melanie.
Listen, they're first like her even giving up the cat the last episode confused me because I'm like, he don't deserve a cat, a goose, a moose. Like he don't deserve nothing from you, and it's kind of upsetting me because like the house don't make it no better. Like them even shipping them going to the hideaway.
They're
is
being
crazy.
bad. They're being bad friends.
Like
Yeah.
y'all shipping them to go to the hideaway is crazy to me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did y'all not like he don't deserve nothing? Like I don't get it. And I said in my review, like he's gonna keep taking her to the circus because she's impressed by balloon animals. Like let that man walk on a tightrope. At least like let him show you something impressive.
Literally.
Like he's just twisting the balloon, like, and you're okay with it. Even with the karaoke, like he got a kiss after the karaoke, like because of some lyrics.
Yeah, you're right.
Like I'm confused on it, but the house is not making it no better. Y'all want them together so
Yeah.
bad.
No,
that
I
y'all-
actually, I think early on you could critique Melanie for like giving him a little
Yeah.
too long of a leash, but at this stage, I don't fault Melanie at all because we were talking about this on Tuesday. One, there's no other options for her to date, and she has the house,
Yeah.
the entire villa, basically giving her the pass to like giving her a pass to give Sincere a pass.
Yeah.
And so like if you're Melanie, you have right now, and for these people, their whole world is the few people in front of them. Like
Yeah.
the outside world is like this whole, it doesn't even exist anymore. So Melanie's support system, which is her friends and the producers, are all telling her, give him another, he deserves another shot, So if you're her, and you want, she obviously likes him.
Mhm.
When we're dating in the real world, we're looking for excuses to give, ourselves a pass to do things we know maybe we shouldn't do.
Yeah.
So I don't fault her at all. I'm just surprised, to your point, Isaiah, that everyone's just like pretending
that nothing happened.
that nothing happened.
It's that, and also for me, I do think that Melanie was tripping in the beginning, but she has had a huge iOS update since then. So for him to even bring that up at movie night irritated me because we've been past that. Like you've messed up countless times before, after that. So to bring that up is weird. And I just think that Sincere was not popping before he came on the show. So like I think he had like 5K or something like that. So to come out, if you can't handle the people in the villa, you about to have like 352K when you come out. I just don't see him being faithful outside of it. Like you having a hard time now.
The DMs are going to be
Mhm.
They're gonna be nasty, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be a bunch of Melanies, and it's just how are you gonna handle that? And for me, he's just a liar.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I just can't. He keeps saying I'm not a liar, and that's in the past. That was a week ago.
I do think if
That
we're
was
trying,
literally
literally a week
it was a
ago.
week ago. Yeah.
I
You're
will
so
say
right.
though, having been in a not this world, but a reality TV experiment, I think there is a chance that Sincere could, because again, I think most people don't have the benefit of a movie night. Like we just don't get to see how we sound and how what we say and how it comes across. And I think the only hope for Sincere is that he really got called out in a way that was like he had to like say embarrassing things where it's just like I know I lie and things like that. So that's my hope, is that after being called out this directly, that he will move a little bit more sincerely. But I'm a little worried. It's going to be a tough test, like you say.
It's the
Isaiah.
broken promises and the soliloquies for me. Like I just feel like
Oh yeah.
like how can I say this? Everybody you talk to don't have to be in game. Like the fact that he told Amora, if we had one more day, it would have been you, is crazy.
Right.
Because what do you everybody, even with Soul, he was like, let's toast to longevity, and then cut her off in under 24 hours. Like you put a perm on that relationship because it was not growing. So I just can't believe what that man says, and he always has a passage or a Maya Angelou quote or something to say, and I just be like, I don't really know how to feel about you. Like and they were my winners. Let me put that out there. Melanie and Sincere were my winners in the beginning because I feel like they are compatible. I think people are confusing compatibility with loser shit. Like they are very compatible, but he can't get it together. So I don't think that makes them non-compatible. Just makes him a loser.
You're
I
right
think.
about the promises, because even him saying that Melanie is going to be like the mother of his kids, Like you're
Oh,
going to
yeah.
like the extreme
It's
of like
too much.
Yeah,
It's-
he
it's-
said
yeah.
you're
he-
jumping past dating now. You're at like marriage and kids, and it's like, hold on, just commit to me first. you know?
Yeah, Sincere said, I am not going to make you feel like that again. Because eventually, yes, I want you to be my girlfriend, my fiance, my wife. And yes, I want you to end up being the mother of my
Yeah,
children.
that's crazy for him to say.
We can't even get through breakfast.
Even
he can't-
Melanie, Melanie was even like, okay.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
we can't even get through the day in the villa, and you on kids.
That
and
is-
me being pregnant.
That's why I
Yeah.
love Melanie so much because she's all of us in so many ways
Yeah.
because she is outside of her own emotional like feelings. She seems very self-aware. She
Yeah.
seems like a great friend. Even when she's talking to Sincere, what's so fascinating about her is Sincere is when he says some of that crazy shit, she'll check him.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she'll be like but you are a liar.
Yeah.
You're right. But like she can't
She-
she can't go all the way
It's
Yeah.
the
and really see it.
Yeah, it's the thing of like sometimes people, it's like you can see how the person is kind of treating you, but if you have that thing, if you don't have like that kind of, and I say this as someone who doesn't always have it, that like kind of gumption inside of you to be like, wait, I don't deserve this. It's
Mhm.
very easy to be like, you're a liar. These other girls don't deserve that. Theoretically, I don't deserve that. But in the moment, it's like, well, you're looking at me.
Yeah.
So it's fine. You
And
know?
yeah, and also like I'm not even gonna lie, like we've all been like crazy over a person where like we're blinded by it. So I totally understand her disposition, which is why I actually enjoy her because I think she's a human. Like she's showing like they're all human, but she's showing like very real human emotions when you're dealing with a toxic person. Like you're saying one thing but you're doing the other, and then like but you're in my face saying that it's not that. So I really appreciate. That's why people are saying that do you feel like she deserves the top 4 because of what she went through? Because that's why I see people saying like, because she went through all this hell during the season, she at least deserves a spot in the top 4.
I would agree with that because I think that Melanie, not to take anything away from anyone else, I feel like she's been the most authentic in a way that, I mean, she knows she's being filmed, she knows it's a TV show, but she is not moving. I think like the Corbins of the world, like
Yeah.
this is Corbin. Like Melanie, it's just like this is how Melanie's going to move.
Mm.
Not that everyone else is being disingenuous, but I think other people are a little bit more just
Careful.
and
Yeah.
aware and like, okay, how would I say this knowing this is being recorded, where I never feel like Melanie is thinking about that, and I feel like we're getting the most authentic Melanie, and that if I met Melanie in person, I feel like I would meet the same Melanie,
For sure.
Mhm.
and I don't know if I could say that about everyone else in the villa.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, Melanie to me is very much like that's my friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that is me, that is like my best friend, that is, you know what I mean? Like she's such like a good archetype for like just like being a young woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and hopefully I eat my words. Like if it does work out, great. You know, but right now I just feel like it's too soon for me to be like, go Mel Sear and just forget about what he has done. Like for me, I feel like if he cut his hair and because the lies is in the curls. I feel like the lies is in the hair. So if he get like a low cut, the little Jesse McCartney going on, I think I might be able to rock. He might be able to get a second chance from me.
So what do we make of the whole conversation between Kayda and Zach and their defining their relationship as an exclusive relationship, but not boyfriend and girlfriend? I think it's really fascinating because I think in today's dating culture, especially with like 20-somethings, I think it's pretty typical what Kayda and Zach are doing, which is to do the kind of thing that really makes no sense to anyone, even the people doing it, which is like, we're exclusive but not boyfriend and girlfriend. But like that is a thing that everyone's doing. But in this world, when you have your peers going that extra step and calling each other boyfriend and girlfriend, I'm just surprised that like, why is Zach specifically trying to keep it so real and not just lean in the way his friends are? Like, now's not the time to be like, I can't call you my girlfriend yet. Like it's Love Island. I had to get fucking engaged when I was in this shit. You know, like back in my day, they were
you had to put a ring on
I
it.
literally had to put a ring on it. And I was like, fuck it. I don't know. We can always break up.
So with Zach, I feel like Zach doesn't know if they're gonna last outside the villa. That's just I feel like because they live in New Hampshire and I think he's in London, correct?
Australia.
Oh wow.
Even further.
Yeah. So because of that, I feel like he doesn't know if it's gonna work, so he doesn't want to give that title yet. Because for me, dating is just you date multiple people. Exclusively dating is when you're talking to one person, but that basically is your girlfriend or your boyfriend. So I'm just confused on why you're just not saying it. But I think Kayda wants to be the girlfriend. And I think she's kind of taking that out on the other girls not being happy for her in that sense. Like deep down inside, if he would have been like, be my girlfriend, of course, Zach, like she would have wanted that. So because the other girls are like kind of calling it out, I think deep down inside she knows it too.
No, that's a really good point. The idea of if Zach would have said, "Would you be my girlfriend?" There's no way she would have said
she would have
no.
jumped on that. So she's settling for this exclusively dating thing, and it's low key eating her up inside that they're not like you're exclusively dating. It's kind of like y'all low key been exclusively dating.
I didn't realize. I mean, I guess I just forgot that Kayda's only 22 because she comes across. If I didn't know their ages and I met like Kayda and Zach on this TV screen, I would have guessed that Kayda is older than Zach.
I can agree with that.
Zach's 4 years older. So I definitely give her a little bit of a pass. I mean, she's pretty early in her like whole dating experience. But yeah, and I wonder, even though because we're watching it and it feels like Kayda's the more mature one in that relationship. But I imagine she doesn't necessarily feel that way inside the villa.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's stopping her from like speaking up and calling out Zach and kind of being very clear that what she wants from him. She does seem to be surprisingly okay with like letting Zach kind of dictate the pace of a relationship. And I think that's why it catches a lot of people off guard, because we see Kayda is like this very mature person. And yet maybe, not that she's immature, I just think she's, she's younger, you know, she maybe doesn't have the dating experience. I don't know. Maybe this is the first older man she's dated for all we know.
Towards like the beginning when they had went to the hideaway and did what they did, she was the more assertive one, saying like, cause he was kind of like, he low-key was like, I don't want to do this because I still want to explore. And she was like, you're going to get the cookie. So it was kind of like, now I think that she has kind of like taken a back seat to like let him lead. And I think that might be a part of the problem.
When Zach was like, I wonder if America doesn't think I'm good enough for you. And
he cares too much.
I didn't believe that at all.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's true. I think
I believe that.
I believe it too. I think Zach thinks, because he also brought up not having friends. Zach is very much like, to me, and this is maybe just me projecting a bit of the type of guys I know. Zach's like really insecure and doesn't think he deserves someone as hot as Kayda. And he thinks everyone's going to judge him for it and America's going to hate him. He also Charlie was also on Love Island. He knows the way people talked about Charlie. And so he knows, he's probably guessing the edit he's going to get now.
Yeah.
And he also knows that like beautiful and everyone's going to ride for her. So he's like, I'm not good enough for you. So I'm going to sabotage this relationship and but I think sometimes when like immature guys will do that, they don't mean to take it out and make the girl that they're insecure of being with make them feel bad about themselves.
I think it's a good read.
But that's what they end up doing.
Yeah, but he has made it further than Charlie, which is why I feel like he thought that he was liked, because Charlie was gone.
But I think he's just, what I don't like about it, I think he's too self-aware of America. I think he's too self-aware of the show element.
He's seen it.
Yeah, he's seen it, and he's like, I just don't like, I mean, it's very human at this stage, because they're all also being told like who's voting for them. But I wish they would just kind of keep that to themselves a little bit about like their awareness and how important it is for America to like them. Because they say the right thing. They're like, well, at least we have each other. But I don't really believe them when they say that. Like it feels like the validation from the fans means more to them than it really should.
I mean, Kayda basically like yelled at America and was like, I don't care. But you could tell she does.
But TT tried to tell her why America wasn't like trying to, like, this is the reason why we started not liking Zach, to be honest, because the whole thing of like, you still, as soon as y'all was done doing it, like you was like, yeah, so you still gonna be mad if we explore too soon? Like, can y'all go take a shower first? Like, dang, y'all just got done, and you already like ready to do that. So I think that was the weird part. But I couldn't really blame Zach too much, because he told her beforehand, like, are you gonna be mad if I still want to explore? And she still wanted to go ahead and do it. So I think that was a big part of it. But I also think that if we take the money away from the show, I think we may get more authentic couples and like different experiences. Because I think because the money, sometimes I think the money is starting to be the motive. I think if people want to stay to win the money because it changes your life, I think. So if you take the money away, I think people will have to be on the show for a certain reason.
Yeah, except that only that like the whole influencing space has taken off so much.
Yeah.
I think that applies, but I think this is why I think Zach cares so much, because I think they all know the value of being liked by fans from a monetary standpoint. Like if they're like the Bryson Trinity, you know that there's just going to be endless opportunities, and as much as these people are all friends, I think deep down know they will be competing with each other outside of the villa for opportunities, for appearances, for validation, and I think that fucks with them a little bit.
He wants the Cheez-It sponsorship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see them on Beyond the Villa though. If they do it, if they do it for this, if I do it for this season, I do see them on Beyond the Villa.
Kayda's a fan of reality TV,
For sure.
so
And she's a great. I think she doesn't like her entrance. Like even with the whole Melanie situation, like she low key checked Melanie that whole episode. So I feel like she's great for TV. So I do think that they will have an opportunity after this if they still do that. But are they in your top 4?
Kayda, no. So I got Bryson Trinity, Casey and TT. I think I think the way Casey and TT didn't care about how America felt for them, that read very differently than the way Zach and Kayda said they didn't care about. I really don't think Casey and TT care, and I think America appreciates that. So we got those two. Anaya and Carl are gonna get it just because.
Yeah.
Kenzie.
No, Kenzie.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
I don't think so either.
She
Who else do we have?
has 9 lives.
Kayda and
still-
Zach.
Melanie and Sincere?
Oh, Melanie and Sincere.
Oh no, Melanie and Sincere, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think Kayda and Zach are gonna be. I think it's gonna go. Kenzie and Dylan are the next to go, and then I think Kayda and Zach are gonna be gone.
How does that work though? Because I know this was like our final vote, like this past one.
Well, you're right. I mean, it depends on how the eliminations go.
Yeah.
We don't have an episode tonight,
Yeah.
so then we have Thursday.
Thursday reveals who goes home, and then
I'm guessing Kenzie goes home like Thursday or Friday.
Yes.
And then we have Saturday, and the finale is Sunday.
Sunday. But so we're not doing family night?
Oh no, that's Family Night's next episode.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
All right, that was a preview for
Yeah.
Family Night's next episode.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
No, Kenzie's not making it. I think she's had a great run. The splits have saved her all season, but it's time to hang it up flat screen. Please. It's time for her to go. I don't believe her and Dylan. I do believe that she still want a gall in her gallbladder personally. And I just think that she just, I think she was not done doing what she does. And because he started crying, I think that kind of halted her in her stance and the way that she looked on camera. Like she realized that you are sincere. Like you are the female version of Sincere. So I think her seeing that kind of calmed her down a little bit. But the way I feel like Dylan turned her completely off when he came to her with what he came to her with that whole situation.
Kenzie does not like to be called out
at all.
No.
Like period. She is not open to feedback.
Critique at all.
Like at all. She gets very pouty.
Yeah. It definitely reads as someone who hasn't encountered a lot of feedback.
Yeah. Because it's always like, but it's like, she's like, that's valid, but let me tell you why I did what I did. And my explanation is.
And my thing is, I agree with what Dylan was saying. My only issue with Dylan is you knew who Kenzie was because you are from Casa Amor and you watched her do the same thing to Caleb. She like you've seen her with 5 guys.
Which
like
makes me wonder, like Dylan seems like funny and like a good guy, but I wonder if it's almost too good to be true, because to that point it's like, bro,
yeah,
you literally watched
he switched up on Kenzie almost too fast.
Yeah.
Where like I felt like he had valid reasons to question Kenzie, but those to your point, those reasons still existed, and then all of a sudden you switched up, and it felt like, I don't know, man, like it felt like he's trying to
saw his moment.
Like it feels like he's trying to have his breakup moment with Kenzie, and it almost feels like he's trying to win this inevitable breakup between him and Kenzie.
But then also with Dylan, even as a fan watching it, even if Dylan is more in the right than Kenzie, I'm not gonna root for Dylan because it's like you come in and cuss or whatever, and then you do your whole thing. You're crying, you're doing your big one. And it just doesn't, he's talking about his mom and like, I don't, obviously, like, I bet that's true. But the way he's talking about it, it seems
like he's-
so performative.
It's like he's practiced it.
Yeah, it's like
And, like,
he knows
where
how to
Carl-
be the sweet guy.
Like Carl just is.
Yeah.
He's just there. You
Yeah.
ask him questions, he'll answer. You know, he'll let you get to know him if you're interested in get to know him,
hmm
and we are. Where like, yeah, it feels like Dylan's like in his hotel room practicing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
You know, some of the things he wants to say.
yeah, all the things that he is saying, I agree with, because she does play the victim card. She does
hmm
plan her life with. I call her Cat because she has 9 lives, and she plans her life with every man that she's with. So in just different ways. So
Yeah.
she does do that. Like, but I do think that you knew that already, and you still chose to pursue her. And if you was gonna break up with her, the breakup should have happened either after Gaul or after movie night. Like, and you did
Yeah.
not do that. You could have recoupled with anybody at this point, but you didn't. And so to question her now about it, it just threw me off a little bit because you been new, and I kind of knew when he brought up Sean.
Yeah.
You bringing up the first she was with Sean first, right? Or
Yeah.
was it Zach first?
Yeah, and you know it's rehearsed when you're having that type of like confrontation, and that person like gives you answers, and you're like, yeah, but and it's not you. It's like he
There's
wasn't
script.
interested. Yeah,
Yeah.
like he
Mhm.
wasn't really interested in Kenzie's answers. He was more interested in getting out what he had planned on saying. So no
Mhm.
matter what answer she was going to give, he was just going to keep bringing up his list of grievances.
Yes.
And that's when it starts coming across as a bit disingenuous.
And then the second, it was him coming back for the second conversation. Then like I don't know if it was the next day or was it later that day?
Later
Because
that day.
Yeah.
It was later that day. Like for you to come back, like, oh yeah, and then no, like we're breaking up, okay?
Mhm.
Because we're obviously not working. Let's separate because it's just not going to work. And even then, they got saved by the bell. Literally, like
Yeah.
the text saved them because she was over it. Like he even cracked the joke, like we should put a bid in for the hideaway. Go hide,
Yeah.
like away for me because we're not.
They both know
no.
that though, right? Like I feel like they both know that they're not going to the.
Yeah, no. I think they know. I mean, the fact that they got saved by being the karaoke king and queen, which they did.
They were kind of good, not gonna lie.
You don't think that
They were
deserved
kinda good.
it? I like the
I
bob
think-
to the top.
Bob to the. It was.
That's pretty
It
good.
was so That's the thing with Dylan. It was so choreographed.
What was supposed to be?
She's a dancer.
I know, but then you look at Trinity and Bryce, and like that just seemed like genuine
No,
karaoke
it was
to
better.
me.
No, it
those
was,
those are your winners.
Yeah,
They had the vocals. Kenzie could sing.
I wasn't caring about vocals, and I don't care about vocals
No,
in
I
karaoke.
think you're way
feel
wrong.
I care.
you got to give Kenzie her
in ca-
props for the performance.
I
The
give
split again.
The clam
I give
slam
Kenzie.
worked.
Yeah.
Okay, I think Kenzie won. I don't think Dylan did.
Dylan is
You don't
just
like the,
Dylan's.
No.
He was high up there.
Dylan is just he's an accessory to Kenzie's
He's
performance.
Ken, but
He was just playing his part.
I get that. But I
He
think
was. Yeah.
here's my issue with Dylan. And it's why I'm more mad at
There's
Dylan
more
than
than
I
what we
am at
just-
Kenzie.
Okay.
Yes. And it's because he, to your guys' point, exactly what you said. He knows who Kenzie is going in there. And he is still acting as if this is all brand new information towards him. And it's like, you have seen, it's the whole thing of like, if someone shows you who you are, believe them. And he believes it, but then is still expecting her to somehow be a
No,
different
I mean, I
person.
get you there. Kenzie, you can say what you want about Kenzie. We're getting the real Kenzie. She is
No, for
authentic.
sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
she's
like,
she's a great TV
if I'm
character.
Dylan, I'm not going anywhere near Kenzie. Like, you know what I mean?
And one thing I will say is that she never cares about. She don't stay down too long. I always give her props there.
Mhm.
Like she ain't no man gonna hold her down. Like on to the next. Like she seen what Corbin said and was like, all the other girls was tripping. Like my man. Bye Corbin. Who's next? Go.
Honestly,
Like,
she's
doing
kind
her
of
splits and
perfect.
running to the
She's kind of
sunset.
perfect for Love Island.
No, no,
Everybody
no,
locking
she-
down, but she's still bouncing
She
around.
does a lot of
Mhm.
great things. I think she just,
But Love Island, you gotta have an end goal. Like the end goal is to be in a couple, and she
Yeah.
doesn't have that. Like
Yeah.
she just wants to keep being Dora the Explorer.
I think she
Like,
just
that's-
needs-
that's the problem.
she needs a little bit more. She needs more friends like Melanie
yes.
Mhm.
to check her a little bit and be open to like getting some feedback without taking it so personal and not take it like an attack on your character,
Yeah.
but like just feedback
Yeah.
from a friend who cares about you. And I think, and she's, how old is Kenzie?
25, I think.
I went on reality TV when I was 33 and I still made a fool of myself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
just like,
She's 24.
24.
yeah,
Yeah.
24.
Yeah, I've said many times that if like Love Island is my personal worst nightmare. So anyone that goes on there, like you're braver than me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think for Kenzie, I just would have respect her more if she be a hypocrite like to me, and I think that's the biggest Because I don't mind her exploring, like, you're doing what you're supposed to do, and you're supposed to find who you need to find. But it just be the parts of her exploring where she, like, trying to call out Melanie about feeling disrespected about her backstabbing you, but you backstabbed her by kissing Corbin behind her back and was trying to keep it a secret. That was the first backstab. And then I'm having Melanie clocked it about Soul. Like, when Soul was there, you didn't talk to me, and you didn't talk to me because you were mad at me and was happy that Soul was low-key making me miserable with Sincere because you were mad about Corbin because you were miserable. So don't, like, stop doing that. So
Kenzie's got a little too much main character.
Yeah.
She's, I'm guessing, been like the main character in her in her young, like in her community, in her circle of friends. She's like, she's been the it girl.
You could tell.
I do
most
love
of
her, though.
life.
She
I do love her.
sings, she dances, she's blonde and beautiful.
She does the splits.
She does the splits. Yeah. Like, I get it.
I have seen a lot of people defending Kenzie as well, because a lot of people obviously do call her Sincere as well.
Yes.
But do we think people have gone a little too hard on her? Because she's getting it from all sides. She's bottom 3 in America. All the girls have been calling her out. Her friends, all the guys, now Dylan. Do we think maybe there's a bit of a double standard, since a lot of the guys besides Corbin didn't even call Sincere out? A lot of people are saying that. I think there's a little bit of hypocrisy within and outside the villa.
Well, I think
Absolutely.
I think these women are better at checking each other and being better friends to each other than the men are. I think we only saw Corbin actually step up and call out Sincere. So I think just the women are a little bit more mature and better friends to each other in a way that, like, Kenzie is just, because I mean, listen, I think obviously all fans online can be real nasty and mean.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I guess everyone, it always goes too far.
Yeah.
But I think the way she's being criticized relative to her peers and her friends, I think is fair.
I also think women are held to a higher standard emotionally in a lot of those ways of how you, like, treat people with care. So she's getting more shit than like if Casey were, let's say, like, Casey were kind of moving like Kenzie, he would be getting a lot of shit, but he'd be getting a very different type of shit than Kenzie is getting. You know what I mean?
If Kenzie just didn't do the backstabbing and the coming across as hypocritical at times, she's not looking for their approval or their validation. When a guy, like, disrespects her, she moves the fuck on. She doesn't give these guys a second, third, and a fourth chance they don't deserve. It's just the part of, she could just probably be a better girlfriend to her friends in a way that, like, I think maybe as she gets older and comes out of this villa and maybe sees how she comes across, and if she's open to the feedback that is actually constructive and not just, like, people being haters, I think she'll grow into that.
And back to what you were saying, because that's why I think that people kind of enjoy the girls more than the guys, because they kind of make sense in a way, like, more than, because the guys don't even speak up sometimes. Like, even during movie night, like, Bryce was trying to speak up, but even they had to call him out, like, nah, like, Tierra called him out, like, no, you were shipping me in KC in the villa, like, hard too. Like, you were saying, like, I've never seen you this happy, so now you're here to talk about all this stuff. Like, stand on what you said, and it don't be a lot of standing unless what did they stand up on? They still, when it came to Anaya and, like, Carl, that's when it was like, oh, but you did this, you did that, and I was kind of like, oh, now y'all want to talk, like, now. So yeah, it's a thing. I don't think we're going too hard on her, though. I think she deserves it, but she don't care. So it's like, I think that's what works. Like, same with Corbin. Like, I do feel like I like him and Parmita more, but I do think that she was really hurt by Corbin. I think she really thought Corbin was going to be in game for her.
I mean, you're probably right. We'll never know, because the way Casa started and they got the live stream, knowing how Kenzie moves, like, Corbin did disrespect her in a way that would make it, that Kenzie was like, fuck it. And
it was immediate too.
Yeah.
Like, I that's when I did start feeling bad for her, was that, because I'm like, he was like, oh yeah, it's up to y'all, because I already know I'm going home with something. I'm like, oh yeah, that you just got there, so you're crazy. But that was the one part where I did kind of feel bad for her.
That's a great point. And I think if you're Kenzie, think about it in those contexts. Your entire expectations of Love Island completely shifted.
Yeah.
And so she almost had to, like, hit the panic button, and she probably would have settled into Corbin in that relationship. But once he just swerved and just completely, like, left that relationship, she had to start over.
Yeah.
And then it kind of made all of her decisions, all as one, as opposed to two different storylines. Like there was the storyline of Kenzie starting Love Island, meeting Corbin, starting that relationship. And then from the moment Corbin disrespected her, and yet we kind of look at it together. And I wonder, in that regard, I think maybe she's probably getting a little
Too much heat.
not too much, but
we
it's
could
just
be a little bit more considerate.
it's just a
of
little
that.
like, I think we're probably not seeing that perspective, and that's probably how she feels in a way that like it comes across as a certain way.
But you could tell by how she's moving. Like she's moving like she's scorned a little bit. Like because even when Parmita was saying that Corbin was trying to pick her to be in the bottom, and she still picked him regardless. And I think her picking him and him not picking her really made her feel dumb because she thought they was about to have this like tit for tat, like I still like you, but he didn't give her that because he really moved on. And I think it really messed with, because I really wonder like how that would have looked if
That's a good point.
If they were, I think they potentially could have been something. But I like him and Parmita. I think they're two computers. I like Alexa and Siri personally. I do. I like them a lot.
What else we got, Bailey?
Corb GPT.
I was wondering what you guys thought of the long distance conversations with Bryce and Trinity and Carl and Anaya. Do you think they're approaching long distance in the correct way? Like, we'll work it out, or
I just thought it was funny that Bryce was like, "Girl, you're gonna be
You're gonna
in
move to
LA."
Los Angeles.
Yeah, like
He
you're,
knew.
yeah.
He's like, you're not gonna be
But
there.
maybe not. Like maybe he
who
just
knows?
assumed
I could
for
Exactly.
her in a way that like isn't true.
I could see Trinity in LA. I think it's not far fetched because she wants to model and do stuff. So, and LA is the place for that. So, or New York. But I think because he's already here and has his own connections, I could see her easily moving. Now, Anaya and Carl, I don't really know how that's going to go.
Yeah.
Personally,
I appreciate Carl trying to navigate that relationship in the nicest way, but it also doesn't seem like bullshit. What is he? He's in school there or something?
He's the nurse practitioner school or something like that.
Yeah. So
Nursing
like
school.
so
he's
he can't go nowhere.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
like Doc McStuffins, I'm here. So you're gonna have to
Doc
like,
McStuffins.
like you're gonna have to like come here.
where's Anaya live?
She's from Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And he's in
She's not.
Denver.
I just don't think you go on Love Island and with the expectation that you're moving to Denver.
Yeah.
especially from Georgia where they have great lemon pepper wings. I don't know if
True.
they have that in Denver. So y'all, I don't know.
Do
It's
they
like
have
you're
Wingstop in
probably
Denver?
open to moving to New York or LA, but like you probably
Wingstop
didn't
a little different
imagine.
from Atlanta wings. I mean Georgia
Fair enough.
wings. The wings be
Yeah.
fire.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I don't
Wingstop got nothing on that.
Okay.
Denver got nuggets. Close.
Yeah.
I don't know. The long distance is always, I feel like it's gonna be a struggle. I think the people who are gonna have it the easiest is Tierra and KC, because one is in Fresno and one is in Inglewood, and that's not far. So
that's easy.
and KC's family is in LA, so they have the easiest, which is why I feel like it's believable because
Yeah.
it's the same. Like,
And Zach's gonna have to move to this. I mean, there's no way. Like, there's long distance, and then there's Australia.
Zach's gonna move to LA.
That's like a different day.
yeah,
You know, it's like Monday for you and Tuesday for them. Like, you're not
we're
even.
never gonna talk.
No. He's gonna have to make a move.
Yeah.
Literally.
I think he's a very family oriented man. Like even with Charlie, like you could tell, like even we knew of Zach before he even got on here because of how they showed the family and how close they were. So him having to move, because I doubt Kayda is moving there.
No, they can't.
I
You can't
doubt-
go. You can't go on Love Island USA and then move to Australia.
Yeah. So I think that's why I don't think he wants to be girlfriend and boyfriend and then break up. But I think he should just say that. 'Cause
But
it's
yeah,
not-
but who cares? You know, that's
That's
what I don't
the-
understand about like dating culture today. As someone who's had a couple fiancés, it's not a big deal. You know, life goes on. You know, it's not like a stain on your resume. You have exes, and nowadays people act like they can't have like two.
That's
it's like,
but also the thing is like even if you weren't girlfriend boyfriend, they're still your ex.
yeah,
You're still gonna refer to them as your ex.
True.
it
Because
is.
you're gonna be embarrassed. Because I like, people do this. It's like you're talking about someone that you were in a situationship with or whatever. You're not gonna say, yeah, this person that like fucked around with my feelings and would never label anything for me. They just walked in. You're gonna be like, oh my god, this
That
was
was
your
your
ex.
It's interesting though
Yeah.
because like anyone I dated on TV, I don't actually consider them my ex.
Mm.
So
Well, that's because you
it-
would have been like 40 exes.
No, I don't
would have
even.
a
I don't
lot.
even
At that
mean.
point.
I don't mean. I definitely don't consider like all the women on
The
my season my
contestants, yeah.
exes. But I mean specifically the people I actually on TV had like very meaningful connections.
Interesting.
I don't consider them my exes because it was a manufactured environment. that being said, I still think Zach, being in the world that he's in right now, is just keeping it too real. And he's almost too self-aware about the life outside of the villa, where it's just like, lean the fuck in, bro. Like you can do the whole like mental gymnastics as you kind of get out of the villa and as the years go by, you know, and people ask you like, do you consider that person your girlfriend? If let's assume him and Kayda break up, and if they do define the relationship, like you can reevaluate your exes and how you feel. But like he's almost just like, just let go, man, and call your girlfriend.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Because for Kayda, she's been exclusively dating Zach
since the jump.
Yeah,
From
like
the-
since
before Casa.
No, that, seriously. So because she couldn't even give Che a chance. Like,
And I really liked her and
I
Che.
did. I like Che too, but
Yeah.
she
He was
couldn't.
awesome.
She couldn't even give him a chance because she was
Yeah.
exclusively dating Zach. So for you to be like, we're exclusively dating, she like, I've been doing that. So where's my update? Like, you know, like this and that's why I feel like she is it's bothering her. Like she couldn't, like the girls not cheering for her is bothering her, but I think it's bothering her because she deep down inside she wants that girlfriend title.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Not to switch topics really quick, but what I just remembered is when Melanie and Sincere were in the hideaway, when Melanie was like, my mom would be fine with all of this.
That was crazy.
I was so confused.
But isn't it a bit like, it does seem that like Melanie might have just been raised with the idea that like this is just
For better,
somehow
for better or for worse.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to put words in her mouth because she just said that one line, but like,
Who knows? But I don't know. But it was a little bit of a. I do.
was
Yeah,
strange.
I do remember that and being like, "What do you mean?"
Because my mom is coming in hot about me and playing and embarrassing me. She don't play that. So I was concerned for that. Because if your mom, that means your mom is just like these girls in the villa.
Again, not to give.
Or she's wrong and her mom actually is like watching it and being like, no.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
listen, she clearly is planning on leaving the villa with Sincere. So she clearly knows that how America feels about Sincere. So
But her sister though, her sister was online saying like they weren't real friends. For so it might, I don't know, it might be
who weren't real friends?
They were saying that Anaya and them weren't real friends for rooting on and wanted them to like keep wanting them. So I think, I don't know, it's probably a weird family. I want to go to their family reunion now.
That's
like
what- yeah, I
the mom
do.
and the sisters, like that everything.
But I just think Melanie's doing the thing where she's already kind of coming up with the excuses or the reasons for her choices. And listen, there is some truth. Like no one is forced to do anything in this environment, but they are highly encouraged by people to do things that aren't necessarily in their best interest. And no doubt when these guys go to Casa, again, you can decide to move like Kayda. Like I'm sure producers were like, come on, give Che a chance and lean into it. But she was like, no, I'm with Zach. But some people are more easily persuaded than others. And then there is the element of like, they want to stay in the villa. And so I think it is a little easier to justify even Sincere's choices knowing that they are being influenced by people.
Yeah.
And I think Melanie is just going to give him that pass that like, this isn't how you would move in the real world. You only moved like this because it's the show. And then the question is, how much of that is true?
I would have been interested to see if Soul stayed, how Sincere would have moved. Because I think even with Amora not coming back, I think he always got saved by the person going home. Like, and so then it was like, I have to come back to you, technically. So I just be that's why I don't know when it comes to him. Like I want to love them so bad because they look good together. I enjoy their conversations. I think they are very compatible. And like I said, they were my winners, but it's just hard for me to just bypass everything, like, and just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do it with you. Don't stop. Like, stop.
Like in terms of like if these couples leave the villa together, like and if they don't work out, there's always a lot of pressure. Like if you leave a reality TV couple, you're always worried about like
I
fan
can't even
reaction.
imagine.
Like you have to have a reason. Now for all the people like Zach and Kayda have the easiest out. I live in Australia.
Yeah.
And, like we tried, couldn't make it work.
The kangaroos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they'll put up, there'll be some sort of joint statement that like, despite the love we have for each other, the distance was too long and too difficult and blah, blah, blah. And I think most fans will be like, nah, I get it.
Yeah.
But Melanie and Sincere will have the hardest like just, it'll be like you fucked up.
No, for sure.
That will be the only reason is it only didn't work out because you couldn't make it work.
Yeah, he's in a lose. I think he's in a lose-lose for sure.
He's got to marry her.
Yes.
Yeah.
It has to go the full. You have to have, you said it. You have to have the kids, and we have to see the baby shower.
He literally said it.
We have to see the special on Peacock, like Beyond the Villa season
on
7.
Peacock.
Like we have to you have to come back as a special guest and rub the stomach. Like we have to see it all because that's what you said. You built the fairy tale dream.
You already built it, yeah.
Yeah,
He did
that's
say
on
it.
you. So if it doesn't happen, boo, tomato.
Yeah, Carl and Anaya have a pretty easy out, I think.
I think they're winning, yeah.
You do think they're winning?
I think so. I think people want to root for like the couple that's like squeaky clean.
But that's not gonna make sense for the season's dynamic.
Yeah.
Like
Bryce
that's
and
how I
Trinity.
feel about.
Well, yeah, Bryce and Trinity also.
Yeah, like if Anaya and Carl win, it's gonna be like when you think back to season 8 in the beginning of the season, it's gonna be like what?
But
Well,
Amaya won.
Yeah, but only because last season was such a mess, and it was the Huda show that kind of like took over the whole island. Then you had Ace and Shelley, and then people were just never like, there was all these rumors. Did they know each other before? Did they not know each other? So people weren't sold on them. And so many of those relationships towards the end were like newly formed.
Yeah.
Then you had
Right.
Nicolandria that felt producer driven at the time, regardless of what we know of them now. So there was
And Iris and Pepe were widows and
Yeah.
were trauma bonding.
And Amaya had gotten like so disrespected, and then Brian at the time during the show, like
so there
stood
was
up
no
for
real
her.
relationship to get behind.
Yeah, it was
where
just Amaya.
this season, you like, how do you not?
Bryce and Trinity are consistent.
Yeah.
They're consistent. There's, maybe they will work out, maybe they won't. But there's been an arc and there's been growth.
They
and
found love on the
They
island.
keep coming back to each other. There's like,
They are the proof of concept.
you really have to be a
Promise
cynic
of
to
the
not
premise.
want to root
Yeah.
for them.
I think,
Yeah.
and even last season, I think Amaya would have won with a tree. Like it didn't
Yeah.
matter who she was paired
That's
up
my
with.
point,
They just wanted her to win regardless. So that kind of, even when she won with Brian, I was just kind of like, Brian just got here. Like we don't even know Brian. But last season, even with Chris and Huda at the end, like it was great TV. But we knew that wasn't gonna work. So this season is a little different. I do think that the letters came too soon. The letters changed the dynamic of this. It's too soon to be writing love
That's a good
letters.
point.
Yeah.
That's a
Too
good point.
soon. Because what do you do after that? I think that's what made everybody seem like liars afterwards, like during Casa and everything else. Because you just wrote me a love letter from your heart, Edgar Allan Poe. Like we're here, and then,
what are you gonna say in that love letter other than this really nice shit?
and we don't even write anymore. Like people don't write no more. So you have to actually take your time and like write this. You know what I'm saying? So people don't do that no more. So it just came like we're already together.
Yeah,
And so
they're like, they wrote me a letter.
Right.
Like
we don't write letters no more. We send emails. Like we send text messages.
We didn't even
So-
send. Yeah, we didn't even send emails.
Yeah, so I
we
think
send emojis.
Come on. So I
Yeah.
think that kind of that trajectory of the season kind of I think trying to shift it in. Also, them not doing the elimination immediately after the recoupling of like bringing people back from Casa, because that's what they did last season. Remember, like if you didn't come back with somebody, you were in the bottom, because that's how Olandria and
Nick. Yeah.
Nick and what's her name, Coco, and then was in the thing that you have to vote immediately. I think that kind of would have shook it up more too. I think they did. It's some places where they kind of dropped the ball a little bit, like on certain stuff that I think could have shook it up more.
You know what we haven't gotten as much? We only got, I think, once this time is when their peers get behind and vote each other off.
Yes.
There was a lot more of that last season.
Last season
Yeah.
was messy, and that's why it worked like for it. So I think that would have like changed the dynamic of what, especially during the Casa thing, because it wasn't like a surplus of people on one side. Like with Corbin and Parmita, they had no chance winning against Zach and Kayda because of the core four and them. Like only people they had was Trinity.
They weren't
but,
in
like,
the it group.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like if it was before, like when Casa, when the people came back, it was even. Like it could have really went either way.
That's a good point. Isaiah, this has been so much fun, man.
I've had fun. I watch y'all all the time. Like you guys, like I said, y'all keep it real, and y'all are hilarious. So I'm happy
you
to
too.
be
Well,
here.
come back, man.
I'll-
What other shows are you watching these days?
So Reasonable Doubt. I love Reasonable Doubt on. I think that's Hulu. Yes, I watch it. Reasonable Doubt. I love Paradise. Paradise
that
is
show
such a, I
rocks.
love Cross. Cross is a great show. I do Baddies from here to there. I just hosted a reunion last night for Bad Boys reunion. They was going till 3 a.m.
Okay.
So I did that. I can rock with shows. What's the one that just happened? I liked I Will Find You on Netflix.
Oh, I was good.
I Will Find You on that. I like. Did you watch The Polygamist?
No.
It's like a South African
I saw a lot about that. Yeah.
drama. It's crazy though. I'm not gonna lie. It's.
I Will Find You is good.
Yeah, I Will Find You is good. Beauty and Black, like just certain stuff. I like watching a lot of different things because I think it opens.
You got to watch The Ultimatum. It comes out next week. Are you familiar with that
Yes,
show?
uh-huh.
Yeah. I hear this next season's supposed to be really good.
I'll come back anytime.
All right, well, come back. It's been great to have you on. I'm so glad we finally got you on our couch. I
Yes,
love
thank
your
you.
work. Where can people find you, follow you, enjoy all the things you're doing?
I'm Isaiah Jaay. Follow me everywhere. Isaiah_J. 2 A's in Isaiah, 2 A's in J. And yeah, everywhere Isaiah Jaay. I just love making y'all laugh and just keeping it real. So if you don't like that, probably not gonna like me, but majority of people do. And y'all, if y'all in LA, I'm having the biggest finale watch party in downtown LA. The link is in my bio, sponsored by Kaushi. And I just feel like everybody should be there. We're gonna be having breakfast because that's all we see them eat. Gonna have special drinks. I might have some sand in the building because we're trying to make it a villa in LA. So I keep y'all updated with reviews. So come watch it with one of the best reviewers in LA. And we're gonna have an after sun too to talk about what happened. So
I wish I could come. I got twins.
Got
They
you.
just got
We have
one.
a babysitting section though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we got some.
Okay. Childcare. Great.
Yeah,
Love
got
it.
you.
You're great, man. I think you're so. I think
Thank
you're
you.
so good at what you do. Thanks to all our guests, Isaiah, Caleb, and Amora, for joining us this episode. We appreciate you guys listening, and tell all your friends about us. Subscribe, all that fun stuff. We'll see you back on Monday for a big week of Love Island finale conversations and so much more. Until then, have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all.
Hey guys, if you loved what you listened to, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.